can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up?
Montana looking, throwing in the end zone. Caught it! Dwight!
Palmero over the head of Jenks. Uribe charges, throws, out! And the White Sox have won the World Series.
And that'll do it. It's over. The Golden State Warriors return to a familiar place. They're on top of the NBA world.
We're down to 2, now to 1. Here's Jordan. Yes! It's all over. The Chicago Bulls.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Hey, this promises to be fun.
Oh, yeah!
And surprise, I got my green screen over the weekend. Good morning. Welcome to the Manic Monday edition of Snowman in the Morning. Glad to have you with us. I'm not going to start the whip around until my partner Cole gets here because I want to do it right. And Cole's the EP, and I know he's on his way. But we are going to talk some Cowboys today, including an argument I had with a Tony Romo stan who believes, listen to this ridiculousness, he believes that Tony Romo is a, God help me, first ballot Hall of Famer. Salute to the ones who think otherwise. I got my water, got my booster drink, I got my nutritional shake here. Like I said, I'm just waiting on my partner to get here. How was your weekend, folks? I had a great weekend. D. Scott in with us already. He was standing by when the show launched, so good morning to him. Hey, D. Scott, where are you coming to us from? Let us know where you're coming to us from. And we'll say hi to you on the air. All right, let's go ahead and get started. I know I said I was going to wait on my partner. I know he's on his way. But let's have some fun. Time for the whip around presented by Fanatics. And we start this way. The Dallas Cowboys named the most valuable sports franchise. Who cares? Angel star Mike Trout is optimistic he's going to play. He is soon seeing a specialist. Hasn't played since June the 12th because of a back problem. I posed the question to a lot of people, and especially Angels fans. They don't want to answer it. Is this the end for Mike Trout? Is this it? Is this his thanks? Is this the end? I hope not. Now, I also hope he gets to play on a contender because the Angels are not that. Period. Jacob deGrom is set to make his 2022 debut for the Mets Tuesday against the Washington Nationals, the team that is basically selling all its assets, trading Juan Soto, and basically starting over. So Jacob deGrom gets to start against that shell of a franchise. Damn. That's just not fair for the Nationals. That is just not fair. Oops. Okay. Next. So Kyler Murray calls that contract clause that was out for all of, 24 hours a slap in the face. Well, if you'd have done better in the playoffs, then they wouldn't have to put that clause in there. considering that there's video out now of you, Kyler Murray, playing video games for hours on end. I still say Kyler Murray is not a good quarterback, but he begged and pleaded and bitched and whined and moaned, and he got his money. Not against that. Now prove that you're worth it. I love this next one. There's a, and I can't believe I'm going to use the word, a movement for Brittany Griner's release. And it's under the phrase, say her name. Why? She broke the damn law. She needs to pay for her crime. She broke the damn law. She needs to pay for her crime, period. Say her name? Okay, I'll say her name, and I'll put it in the form of a full sentence. Brittany Griner effed up, broke the law, and she needs to pay for her crime, period. But people don't want to hear facts, do they?
No, they want to hear free Brittany Griner. Oh, sorry. Good morning, everybody. They want to hear free Brittany Griner.
Why? She got... Just a minute. Yeah, y'all know what's coming.
Oh, Lord. We're not even past the first segment.
I will not cuss. I will not cuss. I will not cuss. Look, I almost broke this out when that lead story with the next.
Oh, it's like that already. Oh, I'm loving this.
It's
Monday.
I'm ornery, and it's Monday. Next.
Security guard decides to get down at a Rays game, and it was caught on camera.
You stupid idiot.
Now here's a touching story. The nature boy Ric Flair
went out like a champ.
Yes, he did. He wrestled his final match last night, actually here in Nashville, put forth a classic performance as he and his son-in-law, Andrade e Idolo, won over Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal. It was, for those of us who love wrestling and want to go down a trip down memory lane, this was absolutely a beautiful sight to see.
Classic Ric Flair.
I mean, all of it classic Ric Flair.
Classic.
I mean, with the big robe and the big gold belt, and having many faces that we haven't heard or seen in a while, like David Crockett and Doug Dillinger.
Man! All the old school crew was there.
Yes, all the old school crew was there, and
the territorial old school crew.
Mm-hmm.
And I mentioned territorial because that's how I got hooked on it. That's how I got hooked. And before TBS showed up and all the other national stations, it was territorial, man.
Oh, and I forgot. Yeah, Tony Schiavone was announcing the event as well, and fitting, it was fitting, and not to be outdone. Standing at ringside, you had Mick Foley, The Undertaker, and Bret Hitman Hart. Of course, along with Flair's family too.
You can't go out another way.
No, you can't. And
you can't go out another way.
And the reason why I think they decided to pick Nashville as the way that Flair was going to go out, well, why don't we just let the Nature Boy say it himself? Quote, I had one of my best matches of my career here with Ricky Steamboat.
Oh, there you go.
Mm-hmm. All my family's here. We made jokes about me being married 5 times. All the kids are here, one wife, but all my granddaughters, my friends are here. I swear to God, guys, if I didn't have enough pressure on me tonight, effing Kid Rock walked into the locker room tonight. Close quote.
If y'all haven't checked out Ric Flair's podcast,
please do. Please do.
Hooked.
Please do.
I'm hooked.
The stories he tells, ridiculously entertaining and hilarious and funny. Yeah, I can't tell you.
You will be entertained.
Yes,
if you
I
check
can't.
out Ric Flair's
Yeah,
podcast. You will
I
be.
I can't tell you the admiration I have for him. It extends far beyond. And yes, I know.
And he had the best quote ever. And this is for Rod. I had a chance to be on the Rod Uncensored podcast yesterday. And of course, we talked,
What's up, Rod?
you know who.
Yeah, of course.
And of course, I mentioned Michael Jeffrey Jordan, the king, not the king, the king.
The king. That's right.
The king.
Yeah, the king.
And speaking of kings, the king, Ric Flair, said, Rod, listen carefully, open it.
Quote,
to be the man, you have to beat the man. Well, LBJ will get circles run around him from an old MJ. I'm an old head. I'm old school. But you know something, Rod? Since we had an absolutely fabulous time yesterday, just going back and forth with each other. But you know something, Rod? Fellow that originated number 23 is the king.
That's right.
Because Brent Musburger said so during an 89 broadcast.
And that was before he was winning the championship.
That was before he became the king.
That was before he was winning them chips.
Before he was winning chips. That was before he busted out all over and trusted his teammates and trusted Phil Jackson and started winning.
In essence, my friend, and I do have a lot of respect for you, Rod. In essence, sir, with the cap, you say that this show needs to start over because it's too much already. I'll put it to you like this. Mr. The man I will not mention until Wednesday morning has to walk that aisle.
And not walk off the court with 10 seconds left in overtime.
And he also has to bleed, to sweat, and to pay the price of a lifetime.
Which he hasn't yet.
To be the greatest basketball player of all time.
Because number 23 did all that. Because
not the one who changed. Yeah, go ahead.
Because number 23 did every piece of that.
Well, all I gotta say to you, man, Mr. Flair, I hope the rest of your life has gone as well as the 50 years you have put forth in the ring. Because, sir, I don't care what other nasty stuff that is said about you and how bad your life has been. It's life. You're breathing. You know how valuable life is. Enjoy being all of that 73 years of age, still literally being the man. And thank you for entertaining us all since 1972.
So his career is as long as my life, 50 years.
Yeah, his career is as long as yours and longer than mine. Yes. Yeah.
In the immortal words of one Keith Jackson, incredible.
Yeah. I figured that was the best note to end on this morning's Whip Around.
Rod's being an a-hole already.
Only one king was born December 30th, 1984. Sir, I need to serve you a drink.
February 17th, stop the cap, please. Because you got the birth date wrong. I'll correct it for you. February 17th, 1963.
Right now, that's definitely one. That definitely is the king, for sure. And we're getting to that, sir, the very next segment.
Because we got a lot to talk about with Bill Russell.
Yes.
You want a true you want a true king? And good morning to you, AL Evans.
Good morning, AL.
You want a true king, Rod? This ain't no cap.
Oh, no.
There you go.
No. Top 5 legend of all time. I don't care what era.
You got the greatest of
that's
all
at
time, and then you
worst.
got a category that my partner Cole just said. Top 5 legends. Believe me, we've seen some legends play.
Yes. Yes. He is one of them, and he will never come off of that. He will never dip lower than 5. I don't care what a person does. And you can put him 1 through 5. It does not matter.
Because everything that everyone else is trying to copy, he already did.
Yep.
You got an argument. And actually, this isn't an argument.
No.
This isn't an argument.
In terms of prestige and championships, that is no debate.
Magic Johnson said, Michael Jordan's the greatest player.
Mm-hmm.
Bill Russell's the greatest winner.
Yeah.
No denying that.
Now that, in terms of champions, and I have said this, and I will say this here. There isn't a greater champion in the NBA. There isn't a greater champion in the NFL. There isn't a greater champion in NHL. And there isn't a greater champion in Major League Baseball that even comes close to Bill Russell. And you can throw me that Tom Brady crap. He does not even measure up to this man. Not in that regard. Not in the championship regard.
Did you have to mention?
Yes, on purpose. Yes.
Okay. So there is a purpose behind it.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Long as there's a purpose behind it.
Yes.
Then. But see, I wish I had a chance to see him play live.
I did,
and not
too.
just through film.
I did too.
But you know something? Unlike a lot of these fools out here, Cole and I actually study film. And for him to come out of the university, for Bill Russell,
University of San Francisco.
Out of the University of San Francisco, to be in a place, a time, and an era, Boston, Massachusetts, 50s and 60s, and the racial tension was higher than Stephen A. Smith talking about the Cowboys.
Man. Yes, it was.
Let me say it again, and let me use a better example because I got to get some people laughing, and I know this is going to get my wife laughing. The racial tension in that time that Bill Russell played in the NBA was higher than the Tony Romo stan I had a tete with that thinks Tony Romo is a first ballot Hall of Famer.
And we will discuss that later on today.
Yes, we will. Yes, we will, because
what's up, Sick?
Ain't no blank way. I'll save that for later.
Oh, that okay. All right.
What's up, Sick?
Yeah, it's all right,
AL,
brother.
I know you study.
Oh yeah, you study, bro.
I know AL. I know AL studies.
Yeah, you on top of your stuff. There ain't no question about that.
I know AL studies. Okay, and we love having you with it. We love having the fans with us.
Oh yeah,
that are interactive with us on a daily basis.
And smart too. I totally love that. Heck yeah.
Yeah. Do me a favor. You want to be a part of the fun? Hit this link right here. YouTube.com/snowmaninthemorning50 as we clean some things up. Jay Spivey will not be with us today because Jay Spivey said, the heck with that. I'm taking a vacation. Well deserved.
Good job, man. All right. Well, we'll see you next month.
Also, folks, if you're with us and you're within the sound of our voices, donate to the Snow Strong Carolina cause. And that's one of the ways you can do it. And that I'm going to leave up. Ryan McCoffey in 13 minutes. And yes, it's a weekly segment with Ryan McCarthy, and y'all are going to have fun. No, don't we always?
Yeah.
Don't we always?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you, Deets. Wait till you hear some of the statements that were exchanged.
Oh, no. You have to hear your Cowboy fan brethren, sir.
Like I said Stan, not fan. We know you're a fan, Deets. But we also know that you study and that you break it down the way it's supposed to be broken down too.
Right. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Oh yeah.
How was the Comic-Con?
Yeah. That I want to know that too. Yeah.
How was the Comic? I may get Chris in here at 9:15. You know, just so we can hear that. Just so we can hear that. A11 salutes Sick Diggy. Thank you. And we salute everyone for being in here with us.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm not even going to say anything. I shouldn't even. How does Chris Bass put it? Don't soil this program by putting crap on it.
And we'll be back right after this.
Thank you. Thank you.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Of course, Steph Curry, Tim Anderson, Jordan Alvarez.
And it's caught. Debo Samuel with the catch. Michael Jordan can sense it.
The Fro just got the king.
BS3 Network.
The hottest of hot takes. The coldest of cold hard facts. This is Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson. Weekdays at 8 a.m. Eastern. Check your local listings for your viewing and listening pleasure. If you're looking for a sports program that gives you the flavor.
Washington Commanders? Really?
This whole thing stinks to high heaven.
That pulls no punches.
Thuggish act by a thuggish actor.
That gives you some humor.
Praise everything LeBron does and never criticize it.
If you want a show that gives you good times, then this is that show.
I am Cole Johnson, and welcome to
Cole Sports with a Z. Every Friday on Patreon, and every Saturday on YouTube, Spreaker, and all other outlets.
LeBron James is trash as a basketball player.
Wow.
I will say that one more time.
You said it so easily.
I've been saying it for 20 years.
It just came fluidly out of your mouth, like it just flowed like waters of the of a fall, just dropping off a cliff.
Oh, you mean this sentence right here?
Quote.
LeBron James as a basketball player is pure, unadulterated trash and has been for 20 years.
Close quote.
Yeah, I said that, and I'm going to say a whole lot more if you tune in every day to Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson at 8 a.m. Eastern Time.
Hey, Toe Man, we're waiting for you. This is Snowman in the Morning.
Roger Craig for the Hall of Fame. Oh, I'm sorry.
That rolls off your tongue quite easily.
Because it should have been done. Welcome back to the program, everybody. And we begin with a comment from A.L. Evans, who said this.
Screw Tony Romosexual. He'll never be worthy of the Hall of Fame. Heck, Roger Craig better get in before that trash is even invited.
Roger Craig should have been in.
Wow. Called him trash. Wow. Rod Uncensored says,
I said that.
Rod Uncensored says, go check out my episode with Snowman and also Chris Dietz. That's coming at 11:15 today. That
And
is
I
on the
believe
Rod
we
Uncensored
just got an
podcast.
answer. Good morning,
What
guys.
is up, Mr. Wise? Wise El Jefe. What's up, brother? And he said 6 games. Okay. Well, and I know what that's for.
Mm-hmm. Do we really
and we'll talk about that. We'll talk. Well, actually.
No, we ain't ruining this before McCoffee comes on. No.
Okay. All right. I put it this way. It is official, but we'll talk about it later. All right. Go ahead.
So the
sir.
hammer did come down.
Yes.
Hell.
It is official, but we'll talk about it later.
Hell.
And it's breaking news official.
Hell.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then I'll give this piece of breaking news. Well, it ain't breaking news because it happened yesterday. Debo Samuel got paid.
And we were going to talk about that later too.
Damn it. Well, we only got a few minutes before McCarthy comes on, so
I actually wanted to give Mr. Russell his flowers before Mr. McCarthy were to come on. And look, the guy is just he's just was a brilliant basketball mind. I mean, just simply brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
He forgot more basketball than all of us ever know.
Man.
All of us in the chat.
Man.
All of us. And he had an infectious laugh and a wonderful smile, and he had a wonderful way about life, and he would definitely tell you like it was. And you mentioned in the last segment, he went through a lot of Hades, man. He went through it. Imagine this. So he's winning chip after chip after chip for this city, but they don't even come close to filling half of the Boston Garden.
No.
Meanwhile, the team that they really rooting for, which is the Bruins, they would sell out for them, and the Bruins wouldn't even sniff a championship.
Bruins wouldn't even sniff a playoff berth.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think they didn't really get one until 1970, I believe. So they rooted for a team that just basically gave them heartburn, like the Red Sox was doing around the same time. Meanwhile,
before 1986,
right? Meanwhile, the most successful dynasty in all of sports history is unfolding, and the Boston faithful could have cared less at the time.
El Jefe?
Scratch basketball. Scratch basketball. Greatest winner in history. Yeah.
A.L. Evans, I need a wrench. Well, A.L., you got it. You're now a moderator.
Yes, sir. All right. So before Mr. McCarthy, before Ryan gets on, I do have to say this about
by the way,
yesterday.
Like the setup?
Oh, love it. Love it. That is nice, man. Oh, shout out to you, Wise. I know that you put that together. Nice.
I added a couple of things to it, but my wife rode to the rescue with the green screen set up.
Oh, nice. Shout out to Jody. Okay.
You know what? Thank you, Sick. I love that.
Bill Russell made it clear. I don't play for Boston. I play for the Celtics. And that's him right there. The wisdom that I was talking about earlier. That is him in a nutshell.
In a nutshell.
So, and I'm going to make you smile, Wise. I was perusing social media. And of course, the tributes to Bill Russell were rampant yesterday. And so I saw a take that falls under the category of prisoner of the moment. And that take was, quote, Bill Russell, top 5 player all time. Close quote. Now, I love Bill Russell, but unfortunately, Dolomite, you got to tell him.
Bitch, are you for real?
Look, I know the resume. 13-year career, only missed going to the finals once. 12 finals appearances, won 11 of them. I know his average, if I'm not mistaken, was 16 points and 22 rebounds and 4 assists a game. He won the MVP 5 times. I'm aware of this guy's prowess.
See, why do you say that with why do you say that with go on, please?
Okay. But the gentleman, and I love the late Bill Russell, but the gentleman wasn't the best player many times and many years on his own team, at his own position, nor in his own era. I'll put it to you this way. He's basically like Draymond Green, but he scored more and rebounded better. That basically is what Bill Russell was. He scored more and rebounded better, but his role was sort of Draymond Greenish. And yes, I'm aware. He actually had speed. He actually could go coast to coast with the ball. Seen him do it more than once.
Bill Russell was a damn thoroughbred.
The dude was smart. The dude invented blocking to give fast breaks happening. He as he said, he intentionally practiced to block shots in order to start fast breaks. So he would definitely intentionally block it to Havlicek or to Kuzi to have them just break down the other side of the court instead of making the intentional, okay, you're getting nothing today and swatting the ball in the 20th row. I'm aware of this. But no, top 5 player of all time, no, never, no. And I love Bill Russell, but no. And that concludes this installment of let me clear my throat here for this one, because it's ridiculous that we have to undergo this stuff, because this disease has to stop. Prisoner of the moment.
Now, let's do this. Time for a debut segment every Monday. Coffee with McCarthy. And he's guzzling right now.
Oh,
he's not drinking.
Look
Dude,
at the timing.
how big is that cup?
I think it's a 20-ouncer.
Look at the timing. Morning, man.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning to Ryan McCarthy, a.k.a. Ryan McCarthy. This is the debut of Coffee with McCarthy. McCarthy.
Wearing my Hawaiian shirt. Come on, let's go.
Who started that?
You did, but I'm paying tribute, my friend.
I love it.
My God.
See, I would have arrived in a tractor, but Brock Lesnar didn't bring it back from Saturday at SummerSlam to have it on time for me to drive in. So sorry, no tractor.
I would have
today,
arrived
guys.
in a 15-pound Ric Flair robe, but
Woo.
I don't have the strength to put it on and walk around in it yet. I'd be sweating like a pig trying to get that doggone thing off of me. Ryan McCarthy joining us this morning, and this is I just reached out to him. I said, Ryan, you want to join me every Monday? Well, let me talk to a couple people. 30 seconds later, yes.
Let's
okay,
go.
Cool.
Let's go.
Wow. That's one of the quickest conversations I think I've ever heard.
It's a conversation and not okay. More later during the
not a conniption or an unhinged rant. Yes, I get it.
Basically, you know, Ryan, you know us entirely too well. You've been on this program now. You're a fan of this program. We thank you for it. You've been in
I'm a grizzled veteran of the Snowman in the Morning crew. Yes.
So you already
extremely
know
grizzled.
how most of these rants go.
Of course.
Oh man. But we got the Deshaun Watson thing. We'll discuss that later.
Later.
Discuss that later. We'll
keep
doing that.
Bill Russell, rest in peace and rest in power.
Definitely.
Great man. On and off the court, a great man.
Yes, he was.
Not enough words to describe what he did for the civil rights movement, the league as a whole, and for the city of, even the city of Boston, I guess you could say. But
it's like I said, with the tension that was going on during that era and that time, he said it best. I play for the Celtics. I don't play for the city of Boston. I play for the Celtics.
Yep.
And that dynasty was in their eyes. And Bostonians were still talking about the Bruins and the Red Sox and everything else.
The Red Sox.
Bill Russell and the Celtics.
Yeah, I remember watching that mini docu-series Lakers versus Celtics on the ESPN Films. Yeah, and they had talked about how the Bruins were the big thing, and the Red Sox were always in conversation, but the Celtics were never really. They were kind of an afterthought back in that era. Yeah, it wasn't until It wasn't until the 70s and 80s when the Celtics actually were relevant in the city of Boston. But you have to
considering what Bill Russell did to put them on the map in the first place.
Which is sad. Yeah, exactly. Which is sad. What Red Auerbach built in the first place, and all the players he brought in. Yeah, he said, I don't care if you're black, you're white, you're Jewish, you're Christian, you're whatever. If you're good at basketball, you're playing. I'm going to pick you, and you're playing on my team.
Yeah,
and we're going to win.
To the point where Auerbach actually
now. Okay, I'll pose a real question here. Where is that now? Where's that attitude now?
To the point where Auerbach threw a middle finger at the city and said, "Okay, I'm stepping aside as coach. Guess who's going to be coaching the Celtics now?" In 1966.
Bill Russell.
And how did Bill Russell go out in this final game? Won it all. In the Forum.
In the Forum.
In the Forum.
Yeah, absolutely.
And to Rod Uncensored Podcast, that's the Fabulous Forum to you. All right. Oh, I'm like Ryan. I'm in an honorary mood and I'm throwing shots today.
Oh, I'm not ornery. I'm a happy dude. I'm just hydrated. I'm caffeinated. I'm ready to go. Let's go.
I'm hydrated. I'm caffeinated. I'm caffeinated too. I didn't drink coffee, but my wife bought me a Diet Pepsi for the weekend for our weekend trip to St. Louis, and I finished it off. So I'm being very careful. I'm being very careful. But this is full of ice water, and this is full of ice water.
This is full of ice water.
There it is.
Oh wait, product placement. Shameless
there
plug.
It is.
Oh, look at there that. It is. Look at that. Plug in the show. That's what I'm talking about. Plug it, brother.
In charge of no credentials required with this. You said you had a shout out to give to somebody, Mr. McCall.
Yeah, I got a couple congratulational shout outs to give. First of all, to my hometown Albany Empire of the National Arena League, going back to the championship. They won this weekend. Really thrilling game. If you haven't had a chance to watch it, go to YouTube after this program. I just want to give a caveat. After this show, you can go watch the game, the semifinal they played on Saturday against Jacksonville. Hard fought game, thrilling to be there in person. So Albany Empire, third championship. Oh, by the way, third championship in a row. The championship game they've been to in a row. They were in the final Arena Bowl in 2019. They came back in 2021, won the championship, and then in 2022, now they're hosting again the NAL championship. And I also want to give a congratulations shout out to the Northern Arizona Wranglers of the Indoor Football League. And the reason why I say that is because two guys who used to coach here in Albany, they were the coaches of the Albany Empire back in 2019, Les Moss and Rob Keefe, are part of the coaching staff with Northern Arizona. Northern Arizona was 1-13 last year. They were an expansion team in the IFL. This year they finished 10-4, and on Saturday they knocked off in an upset the Arizona Rattlers 52-51. Again, thrilling fashion. And I want to give a congratulatory shout out to Coach Moss, Coach Keefe, who I know pretty well from our days in Albany, and best wishes to you guys in the IFL championship, which is also on August 13th. So both those games are on August 13th. I will be at the MVP Arena in Albany for the NAL championship game, and I'll watch the IFL championship later. But I'm ecstatic. Albany is one of the major indoor arena football cities in the United States. It was a shame for them to leave in 2000. It was an absolute shame. Albany Firebirds were one of the greatest franchises in the 90s in the Arena Football League. It was a shame when the Arena Football League.
They had the coolest logo and the coolest uniform.
Absolutely. Yeah, the best uniform.
They had the coolest uniform. The only other uniform I'd say would be as cool would be the Iowa Barnstormers.
True. Iowa Barnstormers.
I'd give a shout out to the Iowa Barnstormers.
Yep, with the goggles on the helmet.
With the goggles on the helmet. Absolutely.
They broke my heart in 90. They broke my heart in 90. Yeah, they broke my heart in 95 when Kurt Warner. Actually 96 when Kurt Warner beat the Firebirds in the semifinals.
Which began the legend of Kurt Warner.
Kurt Warner.
Absolutely. Yep.
You know what? Me and Rod had a fight yesterday. Talking about Kurt Warner. And Rod, I say this with all the love in the world. I was on the Rod Uncensored podcast yesterday, And Rod actually had the nerve, the unmitigated gall, to say, "Open it."
Oh, good
Oh, God.
Lord. Why? Quote.
Kurt Warner does not belong in the Hall of Fame.
Close quote. I'm so sorry, Ryan. I do not mean to hijack this, but this must be done.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
That wasn't the
You for real?
Bitch, are you for real?
That's the one.
Right.
I was looking. That works too.
No.
Well, that works too.
No.
I mean,
No.
how can you not?
Absolutely.
How can you say Kurt Warner does not belong in the Hall of Fame?
But the top it all.
I don't remember asking you a thing.
Thank you.
There we go. I'm sorry.
See,
I didn't mean
Cole dropped that one on my birthday and had
The-
me dying
Okay.
laughing. Okay.
Okay. Kurt Warner went from shelving groceries at the Hy-Vee.
Grocery store.
Stocking shelves at the Hy-Vee.
Yep.
To the
To
Arena
Super
Football
Bowl
League.
MVP.
To the NFL Europe, where he almost won a championship with Amsterdam, the Amsterdam
he did.
Admirals.
Amsterdam
And then
Admirals.
he went to the NFL. Trent Green blew out his ACL.
Mhm.
Kurt Warner's the next man up. Goes to the Super Bowl. He went to 3 Super Bowls. He went to what?
Yeah,
Three
he went
Super
to three.
Bowls.
He went to three Super Bowls.
He went two league MVPs, 1 Super Bowl MVP.
Mm-hmm.
However many thousand, he's probably what 40, 50,000 yards.
And one of the authors of the greatest show on turf.
Absolutely deserves a Hall of Fame bet. Absolutely deserves a Hall of
So
Fame.
that story alone, from stocking shelves
man.
to take care of his wife and his family.
Yeah.
To be a Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah.
He
in 4 years'
absolutely
time.
deserves a Hall of Fame
So
bid.
yeah. I have said this often. Kurt Warner, his career may have been short, but he is the absolute American success story that you push out there. I mean, it just is. It just is. I don't care if you dislike the way that he goes about how he promotes Christianity. I don't care if you dislike how he may have this golly gee type of personality. I don't care if you find him to be turned off because you just don't think he's a cool guy. To me, he's a cool guy.
He's a cool guy to me too. Yeah.
Same. It's unanimous.
Yeah.
He's a dork and I'm a dork, so I'm good with I'm okay with that.
and I don't care if you
dorks unite, okay?
And I don't care if you shoot shots at his wife. You shouldn't, because
No, you
she
shouldn't.
also deserves a salute and whole tons of respect.
Mm-hmm.
This guy's story should be celebrated by everybody.
Yes. Yes.
Period.
Have you guys seen the movie American Underdog yet? I haven't. I haven't seen it. It's based on his
story. I haven't yet.
No,
Yeah.
I haven't yet either. I
If
want
that's
to
the
do a
case,
review. I want to do a review on that.
That's
Yeah.
the case. Lived it.
Yeah.
Watching him play.
Actually,
It's
fun
like I
fact.
lived The Last Dance with Michael Jordan and company.
Yeah.
And yes,
Fun
Rod,
fact.
I said his name, and I'll say it for you. Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
So
Better
fun
than
fact about American Underdog.
Mhm.
My one of my good friends who used to play for the Albany Empire, Colin Taylor, he plays Ricky Prohl in that movie. He was a former arena football player. He plays Ricky Prohl in that movie.
Ricky Prohl rescued the Rams against the Buccaneers.
He did.
Because that was
yes.
That was a 6-5 game, and Warner threw a blind pass. I don't care what you say. That Warner threw a blind pass, and somehow Ricky Prohl said, "Uh-oh, I better go get this."
Yeah, because the Rams were producing next to nothing offensively in that game.
Against that Tampa defense, wasn't doing a doggone thing. A.L. Evans in the chat with us. He does before any Tony Romosexual do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Big FACTS.
Yep.
Yeah. Absolutely.
If there's a jersey, when I start getting jerseys for my new office that I'm going to have here like really soon, like within a couple of years, one of the jerseys I am going to get is Kurt Warner. I am going to get a Kurt Warner jersey. The first one I'm going to lay my hands on is number 16. You want to talk about? See,
Len Dawson?
How many people? No, not that. I didn't get a chance to see Lynn Dawson play.
That's why I love you, Ryan. You would say
Ryan
something.
fits
That's
right
how I
in.
think.
Listen, Ryan fits right in with us. Ryan fits right in with us
Because that's what I would say. I would say something like that too.
The 16 that got me hooked on football. Last name Montana, and and y'all knew that. I left that door wide open.
Yep.
I left that door wide. I left that door about as open as Jerry Rice on a 4-yard pass and turns it into a 70-yard touchdown.
Yeah, slant. It turns into a
listen,
catch and run.
Listen, like I said, I had a fight with Rod on this podcast yesterday while we were in the process of laughing, and he mentioned the name Randy Moss.
Okay.
Now, I love Randy Moss.
I do too.
But the way you get Randy Moss open is you throw the ball 70 yards downfield. With Jerry Rice, hey, just go 4 yards, and I'll let you do the rest.
Yeah, with Moss, it was
Jerry
either
Rice do any route, doesn't matter.
Yeah, with Moss, it was either a bomb or a throw up and get up and catch it.
A bomb or 50. Yeah, bomb or 50-50.
Or a post
or jump a bomb or a jump
ball. A bomb, a post, or 50-50. Yeah.
Yep.
But with Rice, and this is why I give Rice the advantage. All Rice has to do is just go 4 to 5 yards. Montana or Young will hit him, and Rice does the rest.
Yep.
I have said this about the comparison between Rice and Moss. I have watched football for decades. There has never been, in my opinion, a wide receiver as gifted, as naturally gifted as Randy Moss. There hasn't been one. And I include Jerry Rice in this. No one more naturally gifted to play the position than Randy Moss.
Absolutely.
But Mr. Moss gets put to the dirt because no one worked harder at being wide receiver than Jerry Rice. No one put more time in being the most skilled person at the wide receiver position than him.
Anybody remember that hill that he used to run?
Oh, funny story. Terrell Owens, I think either his rookie season decided to run up that hill, and everybody knows Owens is one of the most well-conditioned athletes that we've ever seen come down football. He said, "Man, I got up 2 miles of that hill and I was gassed."
Yeah,
but Jerry, he kept going. I'm like, wow. And mind you, the rookie season was around 96, 97.
Yeah.
Rice was already 12, 13 years into his NFL career.
So we're talking in his 30s. Yeah.
Yes, we're talking mid 30s.
Rice was 33, I think.
Yeah, we're talking we're talking mid 30s alongside a 22-year-old stud. And the stud is like, doggone.
Yeah.
But Rice is like, there's no comparison. Rice wanted to let you know he was going to outwork everybody, even his own teammates.
Here's a funny story involving one Ricky Waters, who was a member of the 49ers at the time. Ricky told Jerry, "I'm going to run up that hill with you." So they start jogging. They start jogging up the hill. And then Jerry says, "Okay, go." And took off. And Ricky Waters is going, "What the hell?"
Yeah.
What?
I'm like, what? He takes off. Ricky finally gets to the top of the hill. Jerry Rice is encouraging him the entire way. He finally gets to the top of the hill. Ricky is gassed. And then Jerry Rice says, "Okay, now we can run down the hill."
Run down it.
Yep.
What? The look on Ricky Waters' face when he talked about running up and down that hill.
Yeah, Jerry Rice he's a beast.
Jerry.
Yeah.
See, there will never, ever, ever, ever. We talk about it in different sports. We talk about it with different leagues. As I said, shout to the Albany Firebirds, there would never be another Eddie Brown.
Never.
There would never be another Barry Wagner.
Oh, Barry Wagner.
There will never be another Kurt Warner. And yes, I'm naming Arena Football League legends because I was hooked on the Arena Football League for many moons. There will never be another Jerry Rice. There will never be another Bill Russell.
No.
There will never be another. And I know a certain person in the chat's going to get mad at me for saying this, but I don't care. There will never be another Michael
Jeffrey
Jordan.
And I'm sorry, I'm about to curse. Thank the Lord there will never be another LeBron Ramon James either.
Oh, ow, my ears.
Gosh.
He said it.
I know I said it. I'm so sorry.
I forgot to sanitize my ears before. Warn me we're going to do that next time, dude. Well, gentlemen, I gotta run. I gotta go back to work. But thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Ryan.
So
it's a pleasure.
We appreciate you so much.
What's up,
I appreciate you guys, and I wanted to, actually I forgot to answer Sigdiggy's question. It was actually a Case tractor, not a John Deere tractor. So, but no, seriously. But tonight, 8:30 on the No Credentials Required channel on YouTube, we have a live stream with a couple of guys. One of them being my nephew, my 20-year-old nephew, good kid.
Oh, nice, man.
I'll be the next 3 days. Will be 8:30 Eastern, and I'll have another episode of No Credentials Required this week dropping. It'll be my top 10 athletes who played in the minor leagues here, who went on to success in their respective leagues. So, subscribe anywhere you can find a podcast. So,
and here for Ryan McCarthy is Albany, New York.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, hey, subscribe to the No Credentials Required podcast. It's
it'll be worth your while.
It's great. It'll be worth it. Thank you, Ryan. We appreciate it. We appreciate
Thank you, brother.
Ryan McCorfey joining us at the top of the program. Take us to a break, and then when we come back, we got more ish to talk. Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson, the man in charge of Cole Sports with a Z.
That's right.
I had to show some love. Back in a flash.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Hey everybody, Snowman here. Thanks for listening to this episode of Snowman in the Morning. You can support us at Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson every time you shop for fan gear or collectibles at Fanatics. Just visit officialsitmorn.com/fanatics and click on the Fanatics logo. Then shop as planned and we'll get a commission on your sale that will help us a ton. Next time you're going to shop at Fanatics, just visit officialsitmorn.com/fanatics and support our morning show. Thanks.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.
Sports program that gives you the flavor.
Washington Commanders? Really?
This whole thing stinks to high heaven.
That pulls no punches.
Thuggish act by a thuggish actor.
That gives you some humor.
Praise everything LeBron does and never criticize it.
If you want a show that gives you good times, then this is that show.
I am Cole Johnson, and welcome to
Cole Sports with a Z. Every Friday on Patreon and every Saturday on YouTube, Spreaker, and all other outlets.
Owen, let's talk for a second.
Hi, Ellen. Come on in.
When you came into my life, it was a whirlwind.
I just can't do it.
It'll come to you.
It won't.
We had a lot to learn about each other. A lot. Hey, that's good. Things were changing so quickly.
Uh-oh.
We didn't know what the future would hold. Any of us. I just wish you felt more at home now. But we knew you would always be a part of it. Adopting you was the best decision in our life. And I am so proud to call you my son.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Hour number 2 of Snowman in the Morning begins now.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up?
Malone will inbound. Fisher's in the game. Walton, O'Neal, and of course Bryant.
And everyone is paying attention to Kobe Bryant.
They start with Shaq. He gives it to Walton. Here comes Kobe. Less than 5 from way outside. Got it! Oh, man! With 2.1.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Hey, this promises to be fun.
Oh, yeah.
Can't wait. Are you kidding me? Do you believe it?
Oh, yes, you could definitely believe it. One of the Lakers that I would take over a name that I mentioned earlier that I won't anymore until Wednesday.
Please don't.
Back at it again. Number 2 is Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson with Brian Snow. I am Cole Johnson.
Now we. Okay. First, I see this. I step away for a few minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And I see this ridiculousness.
Yeah, I shut that
First
down.
of all, who the hell is Calvin Johnson? They made a rule after he dropped a football.
Oh, that's harsh, don't you think?
No.
Drop the football.
He dropped the damn ball. And AL, I know why you say that. So, and then there's this. We found our Walter.
I think he heard that and wanted to be that character.
And we're not starting the show over. As a fact, Rod, why don't you
stop the cap?
Please
stop the cap.
Just stop it.
I almost wanted to start the commercial break just to slide that image in there. I
thought you would. I thought you would.
I came very close to doing it.
I thought you would. As we're in the Fanatics feedback zone, Bill O'Reilly going off is just a treat that tickles my soul. That's why I put it in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I first started this show in 2013, I didn't know what I was going to do for an opening. Because the original song that I was using was from Smash Mouth, Then the Morning Comes. That was the original song I was using. And then I got yelled at for it. Then I barked at for it. Then I got told, you shouldn't be using that song. And I would use a gesture that Stone Cold Steve Austin uses, but I'm going to be nice this morning. Okay, nicety's over.
Okay. So you'd be using...
I basically told the people that were telling me not to use that song, F you.
So you were told not to use that song because of the song's genre?
No.
I'm surprised.
I got told not to use that song because of copyright issues.
Oh, well, yeah.
And this is before I discovered what technology can do for me. This is before I discovered streaming live on Facebook, which I actually perfected. And people don't want to. Never mind. I won't go there. I won't go there. I want to, but I'm not going to. But you know how PC this world is.
Oh, very.
You know how PC this world is. And I'm like, what's wrong with you? What the hell did I do? Well, hell. I don't need to say anymore, do I?
No.
This is the 21st century. Technology rules. And except for this show and very few others, Rod Uncensored Podcast included, PC rules. Not with us, it don't. Not with us, it don't.
All right. Let's get this out of the way.
No. I have a caller of the day first.
Okay.
And oh no. Now Cole McCain's getting in on the phone.
Gentlemen, I had a conversation with an Arlington football team fan. And I don't even have to hear the details. I humbly apologize to you, Cole, because I know that you can't get back those brain cells. I know.
So do I.
I had to live with that
all
of my childhood. All of it.
Wait till y'all see the fight I had with the Tony Romo stand during hour 3. Wait till y'all see that. Now, what? Okay. I feel like a little Rod Bramblett, the late great Rod Bramblett, who was the longtime voice of the Auburn Tigers. I need this in my life.
For the Tigers. Here's your ball game. Nick Marshall stands in, steps up, going to throw downfield, just a home run ball, and it is tipped off. And Lewis got it on the deflection. Lewis is going to score. Lewis is going to score. Lewis is going to score. Touchdown Auburn. Touchdown Auburn. A miracle in Jordan Hare. A miracle in Jordan Hare. 73 yards, and the Tigers, with 25 seconds to go, lead 43-38. And we got flags all over the field.
Like I said, I needed to do this before we discuss what we need to discuss.
My goodness.
Why am I doing this?
Wow. Can you believe it?
Where is it?
That's a penalty on the kickoff. It looks as if I think I just broke my.
There it is.
Larry Munson was in the business. Larry Munson, I think I just broke my chair.
Who wouldn't after a game like that? Which, of course, leads to this catchphrase from Dietz, Georgia being Georgia. Glad that finally changed in Indianapolis. All right, Deshaun Watson has officially been suspended for 6 games, and they're going to whittle it down to 4.
I think
the NFLPA is going to show its ass. I didn't do that, right?
Or will they?
So the NFLPA and Roger Goodell finally made their decision. Finally being the operative word, but I agree with Chris Dietz. They had their decision a long time ago. They just waited a while to put the spin on it, which to me put a lot of stink on it. Deshaun Watson, he of the fully guaranteed $230 million contract. stupid. I'm sorry.
Give me that money.
Has been suspended officially for 6 games, which Chris Dietz said and predicted correctly first on this here program.
Mm-hmm.
Before even all this blankety blank bleep 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 blank blank bleep got started. And there were some people that were saying,
No.
even with all the evidence, they were saying,
No.
Nice job. So Deshaun Watson's going to be gone for 6 games, and I expect the NFLPA in following this. I didn't read the accounts, even though Chris provided me with the link thereof. I just needed to hear everything else that we broke down on this program. Cole, how many months did we break this down on the program and said, look, I even was up to thinking
1
at the top of this
2 3
that he was gone for a year. I'm thinking old school principle,
7.
but then Cole got in my head.
Yeah.
Cole got in my head and said, think along the lines of what the NFLPA and Roger Goodell are thinking.
Mm-hmm.
So I took a night. I slept on it. I prayed on it. I talked with my wife, who also loves football.
Right.
And I woke up the next day and came on this program and said, damn, y'all are right. And changed my thinking. Cole McCain, one of the folks that was on this program, said the same.
He
thing.
said earlier too. Yeah, he was on it earlier.
He said that he was on the look. It took me a while to jump on the train because I'm old and I'm old school. Okay,
but you were partially right because that's what the NFL wanted to do, though.
Yeah, they wanted to club him.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted to club him across the head with a suspension. For what crime?
Especially when you have other presidencies with, which this is what Dietz pointed out, that, well, if you were to harshly punish this guy for this, but you didn't harshly punish the others for similar offenses.
Like
why?
Ben Roethlisberger,
mm-hmm.
like Josh Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then there's the NFLPA, which is the weakest union in major pro sports.
It's not even.
It's weaker than a LeBron James jump shot. I cussed. I'm sorry.
Wow.
It's weaker than Uncle Lori's proposal for a dome over Soldier Field.
Oh Lord!
And anybody who anybody who had even an inkling of what that proposal is like, you know it's weak. It's
you heard it
weaker
here
than
first.
The Chicago Cubs the day after they won the World Series in 2016.
You heard it here first. August 1st, 2022. The Bears are as good as gone from Chicago.
They're going to Arlington Heights.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm going to do to piss a lot of Chicago Bear fans off? Wife and I are going to drive up to Arlington Heights with press passes in hand. Matter of fact, I'm going to reach out to Cole and say, Cole, I got a press pass for you. Get your asses up here. And we're all just going to walk in with press passes and just wait. That's for the end of the show. I'm sorry. Back to business. Deshaun Watson suspended 6 games. Mm-hmm. We all knew it wouldn't be a full year. Hell, I even called at the top of this doggone thing a year ago that it would be 2 years.
Yeah,
just on principle alone. But then Chris Dietz got in my head first. Then Cole Johnson got in my head, and everybody's saying, come on, Brian, we know you're a critical thinker, but we also know you've had meds in your body that's taken away part of your critical thinking. Anybody who knows, I've gone through cancer treatments, and I've kicked cancer in the ass. They're like, come on, man, turn your brain on. Think. And I took a night and thought about it. Now, now, will we see the NFLPA try to whittle that 6-game suspension in half.
I don't think they will.
I don't think they will either.
I don't think they
because
will.
they're too chicken to do anything because they didn't stick by Deshaun Watson in the first place, which is what turned my brain around into this. And I already know what the big shows are gonna say. Okay, the suspension's been handed down. They're gonna argue why it's not longer. I'm gonna argue why the NFLPA stayed off camera and didn't do a doggone thing. I am going to make the argument that the NFLPA should be suspended for not backing up Deshaun Watson at a time when they needed to. And I agree with Chris right here. And I said it a few moments ago. It'll get knocked down. Somehow, before the season starts, it'll get knocked down to 4 games.
Here's why I don't think it will, though.
Okay.
All right. So, and this is what's so messy about this whole situation. So, of course, the NFL was seeking a year. Basically, to me, they were seeking the Josh Gordon penalty, where it's like, we'll suspend you indefinitely, but we'll revisit this at the next offseason. And more than likely, they was going to sit him down and say, all right, son, now you know you can't be with them hoes and slide in the Instagram DMs. You know that. You know that, right, son?
Which he's probably going to do for 6 games. Oh, did I say that?
Yeah. So, yeah, take that towel, throw it in the trash. Don't try to do private massages. Steer clear of all media stuff, and you'll be all right. So from now, you're back in the league. But you do any of that stuff, you'll be suspended for longer. That is what the NFL had in mind. They was going to give him the Josh Gordon treatment.
Mm-hmm.
But the NFLPA said, nah, man, look, he already sat out a year. But he sat out a year on his own volition.
It's what you said.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically what you said.
Yeah.
The year is time served.
Yeah, they wanted time served. So that's what that was what the NFLPA was arguing. Time served.
And that's the only time you heard the NFLPA speak up on behalf of Deshaun Watson. With the accounts coming out, with all the reports coming out, where was the NFLPA when all this was going on?
Yeah, they were real quiet until they caught wind. Oh, the Shield wants to suspend him a year. That's when they started to speak up. They called this 6-game suspension a settlement.
Why are you gonna make me cuss?
I
know it reeks.
Wording.
It reeks.
That is the wording they used in calling this. It was,
and it reeks. Damn it!
Mm-hmm. They called They call it a settlement.
Settlement, my ass. A settlement involves money. Okay, okay. I'm going to piss a lot of people off by saying this. A settlement involves money. Okay, the only money that's involved in this using of the word settlement is the money that the Browns are saving that they can actually pay Deshaun Watson with. Now, I hope they don't sell out First Energy Field once. I hope they don't sell it out this year once. Why? Because they were stupid enough to give Deshaun Watson a guaranteed contract, knowing what was going on, knowing all the reports that were coming out, knowing that this was coming.
I will say this, Deets. The NFL wants Watson to be there for the Browns versus Patriots as a debut.
Mm-hmm.
If Brady was quarterback of that team, then yes, I would say that would happen. That's what will happen.
Mm-hmm.
Reason why I say that this is a settlement, and yes, I know you're right. They're gonna probably have to go through arbitration and go through the appeal process and all that type of
and they're gonna try to speed this process up. Tell me if I'm wrong. They're gonna try to speed this process up and get Deshaun Watson on the field week 1.
The NFL is really slick because they could have fined him. So they tell the NFLPA, okay, he'll serve 6 games. We won't fine him.
Mm-hmm.
So they're doing this in hopes of either for their demand to not be, okay, we want this to be whittled down to 3 or 2, or we'll have it down to 4. The NFL wants the NFLPA to just say, okay, 6 game is right. It's a week. Yeah,
right.
Yeah. NFL is it. NFL is thinking the NFLPA is going to say, okay, we it's not a year, it's not time served, so this is a compromise. That's what the NFL is hoping the NFLPA wants to do, but the NFLPA, who loves to fight too little, too late battles, is going to fight
like this one
too little, too late battle here. Yeah,
like this one, perhaps, maybe, kind of, sort of, like this one. Too little, too late. Way too late. Way too late. Idiots, fools, NFLPA, idiots.
And what actually serves in Mr. Watson's favor of possibly having me dwindle down even further is because he decided to settle with 3 more of those hoes, massage therapists.
No, you said it right the first time.
Yeah, he decided to settle with 3 of them. So this is how I look at it. And I get what you're saying, Dietz. That is in week 6. I get what you're saying, brother. I can, like I said, I can see them try to whittle this down, and I really wouldn't want them to, because this has been a mess, and it still is one. And they could probably still come up with argument after argument after argument, but it is an absolute mess that, well, to be quite honest, Deshaun put the whole league in. And I caught a lot of flack for when I said, yes, Deshaun, after the grand jury hearings, both of them, where I actually on my own platform said, so Deshaun won't be guilty. I'm happy for that. I'm glad he's not going to be tried for a crime. I'm happy for that. But he is guilty of one thing. He's guilty of making bad decisions. He is guilty of thinking with the member below his waist than the one above it. And he's going to pay a hefty price for it. And he already is. He is beginning to pay it now, literally. And the NFLPA is hoping that they see how Deshaun's trying to settle, and then they'd say, "Well, look at this. He's taking ownership for this crap. You shouldn't have to levy such a harsh suspension on him." And it's just a mess. It's just an absolute mess, because you got the NFL on the other end saying, all right, we want to see this mess go away. And of course, it's not going to go away, because there's still one other massage therapist that is still holding out and wanted to put this in civil trial. There's still one. Actually, there's still one that has filed a suit. There's 2 more that might file one. So this mess is going to continue, it looks like, for a good while. Now, if they were to run a trial, it probably wouldn't start until off season.
Mm-hmm.
And so we've had to deal with this mess since January of 2021. I'm talking about in the news. And since January of 2021, we probably still have to deal with this crap January 2023 and beyond. 24. So I really am praying and hoping and wishing that Deshaun learned his lesson. I hope he learned the lesson that my partner and I heard from our respective fathers. And that lesson is, quite simply put, quote, do your best to protect yourself, because you cannot trust these hoes out on these streets. Close quote.
Verbatim.
And this is old saying that I know you've also heard too, sir.
Mm-hmm.
And you probably heard it from your father, just like I heard it from mine too. It says, look, son, hard head leaves us soft behind.
Oh, my father, my grandfather, my uncles, my cousins, all male. A hard head makes for a soft ass.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
And so now we're witnessing this in
person,
in person, or let me channel Dusty Rhodes, in public, if you will.
In public. Let me channel a little Ron White. In public. Yes, I'm a big fan of Blue Collar Comedy Tour, and I'm black. So the blank what?
That's fine. I don't care. It don't matter to me.
I know you don't mind, but once again, this is the 21st century. This is a PC society.
I know
that goes backwards.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I know.
That's why I'm firing off every howitzer shot at that I can.
Yeah.
And for those who still want to make fun of me because I love the Blue Collar Comedy Tour, do this for me.
Stop the cap. Now start that show over.
Oh, I got another one. I got made fun. I got made fun of because I love George Carlin.
Wait, hold on. Whoa.
Bitch, are you for real?
I know so many brothers and sisters who love George Carlin.
George Carlin.
Is you for real?
You know who I got hooked on George Carlin before he left this earth? You know who I got hooked on George Carlin? My father. I got my father hooked on George Carlin.
Dude, makes sense. Makes, even posthumously, the dude makes sense.
He was telling us about ourselves
long before it was kosher to do so. Thank you.
Long before you heard I'm as mad as hell and I'm not going to take this anymore from the great movie Network.
You are correct, Mr. Deeds. Funny is funny. It doesn't have a race. No.
Doesn't have a race, doesn't have a color, doesn't have a creed, doesn't have any of that.
Doesn't have a gender.
Funny is funny.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Deshaun, why I mix that in? Because Deshaun, you're going to get a whole lot of shots thrown your way now that the suspension has come down, and they're going to whittle it down even further.
Oh, let's get this straight. Now I know, young man, you're about 27, I think.
Mm-hmm.
You, sir, are now going to, with a lot of the NFL fan base,
yep,
are going to be considered similar to how they do Michael Vick. No matter how well you do in the community, no matter how much goodwill you put out there in the world, no matter how you redeem yourself to women, you're going to be considered the guy who sexually was inappropriate to 30 women.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to call you a sexual molester, fair or not.
And a sexual deviant, fair or foul.
Yeah.
Fair or foul. I bet they want to. I bet they won't talk about this on any of the major shows.
Yeah, they're gonna talk about this fair or not. They're gonna talk to you about this. They're gonna. Lord knows, for the next year, we're gonna be seeing signs on whenever the Browns travel on the road, especially in Cleveland, Baltimore, and Cincinnati, where they'll be saying,
Baltimore, Cincinnati, Pittsburgh. Oh dear Lord.
Yeah, when they're going to hold signs where it says, well, Jimmy Haslam is signed a sexual predator.
Mm-hmm.
And you know they're going to have signs similar to that all strewn all over NFL stadiums, in and out of it, and have these protests in and out of it. Now, that is what you have to deal with, Mr. Watson, all because you wanted to have massages away from the team facilities and away from team officials. And now you have to pay the price, literally, for it.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate you got to pay this price, but Lord, man,
you put yourself in that situation.
You asked for it,
which is what we have said the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
He put himself in this situation, and that's the only part I hate about it. But it's the truth.
That's the only part I hate about it too. Now, this is a good point, Chris. How many people call Big Ben a rapist? This will go away once the games are being played. Dude, I've heard Yinzers, so that's what they refer to themselves. In Pittsburgh. I've heard them, and I'm talking 2022, say, yeah, he's my quarterback and all, but doggone, man, why did he have to rape that girl? They're saying it in Pittsburgh.
Yeah. And I know quite a few Yinzers.
Mm-hmm.
I know quite a few Yinzers.
Mm-hmm. Because that's exactly what they'd say. Awesome guy, he turned his life around, and he did.
And he did.
But man, why did he have to ruin
that cloud is still hanging over him.
Still.
And I'll give you the best example. You gave the best example. Josh Gordon.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Gordon.
And what sucks about him, this guy has talent coming out of his pores.
Mm-hmm.
And he was fearless when it came to balls up the middle. Fearless.
Mm-hmm.
And he just simply had a substance abuse issue, whether it was drugs, whether it was an alcohol. And he just couldn't shake it. And it was painful to see him try and not succeed to shake it. Now, hopefully he has.
Hopefully.
He did play for the Chiefs last year. So hopefully it's done. But everybody's going to consider him a guy who had this wonderful talent but wasted it. And they still think that about him.
Mm-hmm. Now that Deshaun is done, we have to turn our attention to the organization. There needs to be penalties for the Texans. And I will respond by saying there needs to be a ton of penalties for the Texans. And Deets, I borrow from you. Whatever Deshaun got, the Texans need to have double, if not triple.
Yeah, I would say triple.
That whole organization needs to.
I'll say triple. Mm-hmm. And I remember Rod was trying to get at me talking about how many games the Texans are going to win this year. Texas on my team. I don't give a crap. I want them to be punished severely.
They need to be punished.
Yes. Personally,
they need to be punished.
Personally, I would not mind if they get stripped of all of those first-round draft picks that they got from Cleveland. They get Cal McNair out of there. And I'm serious. And I root for this team more than any other. I want the NFL to do some stuff like that to them because they should not handicap their players the way they did Deshaun and enable the guy in furthering the downward spiral of his behavior.
Yeah.
The best draft pick they have ever had, and that organization helped mess it up. They deserve to be punished severely. And this comes from a person who roots for the team. Severely.
You know what you do? You make a call to the Tennessee Titans. You first of all get the current administration out of there. Now I know this ain't gonna happen. What I'm about to propose,
but they do.
Ain't gonna happen.
Yeah,
it ain't gonna happen. But let me just make my partner smile for a few minutes. You get all the current administration out of there. Tell them, hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more, and you don't get any severance pay in the process for what you did to Deshaun Watson. That's part one. Part two is you put some people in place that actually care about football. David Kaplan, one of my good buddies in Chicago, does a radio show. I love David Kaplan.
Yes.
I love Cap. I want to get him on this show so bad it's not even funny. He said something that applies to the Houston Texans. He said it about the Chicago Bears.
Mm-hmm.
You've heard it. I've heard it. It applies here. Get some football people in here. Fix this blank thing.
100.
And this is the great David Kaplan, who is one of my best friends in media in Chicago. One of my best brothers.
And he is 100% correct.
Get some football people in there. Fix that doggone thing.
Ain't a lie he told with that statement. Yes.
And then the third thing you do, you make a call to the Tennessee Titans. And you come over the top with an offer. What's the offer? We will give you a bunch of money for the trademarks, the logos, colors, helmets, everything concerning the Houston Oilers. We will come over the top with an offer for the Houston Oilers history. Whatever it costs us, it'll cost us because we're starting over. Because we want to bring that history back to Houston. And that Texans nickname is gone.
Yes, I would love.
I know this makes you smile.
I would love to see Houston Oilers return because it's to the point, man, and I'm being 100% real and serious when I say this. It's to the point where we now have an owner of the franchise that resides in Houston that has tainted the whole entire organization now.
And has tainted a quarterback who was on his way to figuring out how to play quarterback and play it well.
Tainted a quarterback where before all of this started, he was considered at worst a top 5 quarterback in the league. Even as horrible as their record was, the dude threw for 8 yards of reception, almost 5,000 yards, or almost 30 touchdowns with less than 10 picks. I mean, this dude.
And they gave away DeAndre Hopkins.
And he had that season after they gave and gave is a wonderful word because I agree. After they gave DeAndre Hopkins away.
They gave away DeAndre Hopkins. That was the beginning of the end.
Oh, and that was supposedly a football guy because Bill O'Brien, who we all know is a coach, because now I think he's a quarterbacks coach now for University of Alabama, if not the offensive coordinator there.
Why isn't he getting a slap on the wrist at the very least?
He not only was the head coach at the time, but he was then the interim general manager when he decided to let go of DeAndre Hopkins and in return get a walkie cast of a running back in David Johnson and BS picks because they weren't the first or second rounds.
They gave away DeAndre Hopkins. I feel sorry for DeAndre Hopkins for 2 reasons. 1, taken away from a great quarterback. 2, given to a mediocre quarterback. And 3, he's not going to see the field this year due to an injury.
Well, he definitely.
I feel for DeAndre Hopkins.
What I don't get is how is it that the son of the guy who was the person who brought the team back into Houston, you know how much he valued the team. And look, I'm not the biggest fan. I wasn't the biggest fan of Rob McNair either, because he said some off-color comments. His dog
said some foul things.
But he was responsible for bringing the NFL back to Houston. I mean, he was solely responsible for doing it. Your son, you see how much this means to him. It's like, for me, look, I know a few things that my father finds valuable. If I were to take the things that he found valuable when he lived, and once he died, it was up to me, and I just trashed all of what he did and what he built, what type of human being would that make me?
You know who you like in this situation too? Mark Davis.
I mean, because it's looking similar to that. It's like, okay, we know what Al was about, and he built, to me, one of the greatest franchises ever in sports.
Between 2 cities.
and did it between two cities. Once he passed, you had Mark come to the forefront, and he acts, he talks, and he maneuvers like a trust fund baby.
Which he is.
And I don't want to say that about the man, but he does that.
No,
he walks, he looks, he talks, and he operates like a trust fund baby. Al Davis, you cut Al Davis, that dude's blood bled silver and black.
Silver and black. Like I said, between two cities, between Oakland and Los Angeles. Matter of fact, when they moved to Los Angeles, Al Davis was even more involved as the Los Angeles Raiders than he was as the Oakland Raiders.
Man, he was trying to push a stadium. He was trying to push his own stadium being built there hard. Woo! You remember it, bro? You remember it
very well.
There was about a couple.
He didn't want to play at the Coliseum.
He
did not want to play at the Coliseum. He made that very clear.
Oh yeah, he did.
He made that very clear. I don't want to play at the Coliseum.
And it fell through. But he was trying to push for one.
He was trying to get a stadium in Los Angeles, not Inglewood.
Yeah,
not anywhere. Not any of the surrounding burbs, because we all know Los Angeles is spread out.
Yeah, it is huge. It's a sprawling city.
Los Angeles is more spread out than LBJ's supposed basketball IQ. I'm in a mood.
So is Dietz, obviously. Raiders owner, call him by his right name.
The bowl cut brigand. The bowl cut brigand. Okay, and that's courtesy of a YouTuber known as Urinating Tree, who came up with that term. The bowl cut brigand.
Dude looking like Jim Carrey in Dumb and Dumber.
Worse.
Yeah, I agree.
Only Mark Davis is fatter than Jim Carrey.
It's sick. I 100% agree with you. Seems like the Texans were looking to diminish Watson's value when they knew he would try to leave Houston, let him go for cheap. That's what they were trying to do.
That's exactly what they were trying to do.
They knew that this was setting up. They knew that he had this fetish for wanting to be massaged by pretty women. Did not want to be massaged by the team doctors or team officials. They said anything
and
you
they
want.
Caught Watts' formative football years.
Anything you want, Deshaun, it doesn't matter, baby. We got you. You need us to draft NDAs for these hoes? Massage therapists? No problem. Oh, you need a spot where you can take them to? No problem. We'll do that for you. We will do that for you, and we will keep it under wraps. We won't say a thing about this. This won't get out to social media, let alone mainstream media. You don't have to worry about any of that. Do what you need to do to get ready for the field on Sundays, because if this is what you want to do, we will accommodate you.
Which is some bullshit.
It was. It was. It is. It will be, because it's like what you said, Sick, to the letter. As soon as Deshaun said, "Man,
I'm out.
These people do not know how to run a football organization. I'm gone." Then you start to see the team leaked all this crap out.
And all hell broke loose.
Oh, Deshaun gets massages from a hoe. Deshaun gets a massage from another hoe. Or Deshaun gets a massage from another hoe. Because then it was 3, then it was 6, then it was 10, and then it was 20.
And how did it grow that fast?
Yes.
How did the number grow that fast?
And then they want, and then what makes it even funnier? The person who is in charge of the prosecution is a neighbor of the Texans owner. COLLUSION. And have I been saying that word ever since this all started?
Yep.
And
you've been saying it here. You said it on Cole Sports, and you've said it here.
And I will continue to say it.
You want a definition of collusion? You want a definition of collusion? Look at the past year with this situation with Deshaun Watson.
If this isn't a clear-cut case of collusion, I don't know what is. I really don't. I really don't. I might need to brush up my understanding of the definition, because to me that is collusion.
You don't.
That is collusion.
You don't. You don't need to take a break before I start. Take a break before I start cussing.
And that is what upsets me about this whole situation.
We'll take a break, and when we come back, I have some comments to respond to. And believe me, I'm going to respond to them. I'm going to give myself a headache. I'm going to give Cole Johnson a headache, my EP. Shane Lake, my soon-to-be producer that will come onto the program and help us, I'm going to give him a headache. I'm going to give the fans a headache. But I'm pissed off. Back in a flash.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
For Steph Curry,
Tim Anderson, Jordan Alvarez, and it's caught. Debo Samuel with the catch.
Michael Jordan can sense.
The Fro just got the king. BS3 Network.
The hottest of hot takes. The coldest of cold, hard facts. This is Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson. Weekdays at 8 a.m. Eastern. Check your local listings for your viewing and listening pleasure.
BS3 Network. Changing the way you watch TV.
A TED Talk, but I don't have anything to talk about yet. I'm getting there.
Life is for the living. We're not here that long.
You can learn anything you want to learn without any money spent.
What do I really enjoy? What do I really want out of life?
I am your host, WIZE.
Are you in a life holding pattern? Well, this is for you. Welcome to the Stuck in My Mind podcast.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up?
And again, the 1-2 pitch on the way to Saunders. Swing and a fly ball deep to right field. Bautista going back to the track to the wall. Get out the rye bread and mustard, Grandma. It is grand salami time. Michael Saunders with a grand slam home run, the first of the year for the Mariners. Here in the top of the 10th inning, would you believe it? And it's now the Mariners 9 and the Blue Jays 5. Saunders' second home run and as many at-bats. Holy smokes! And the Mariners lead 9-5 on the grand slam home run off the bat of Saunders. Dave D. House, that's for you, buddy.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Hey, this promises to be fun.
Oh, yeah.
Can't wait.
Are you kidding me? Do you believe it?
It's the hottest of hot takes and the coldest of cold, hard facts. Every day at 8 a.m. Eastern Time.
Hey, Toe Man, they're waiting for you. This is Snowman in the Morning.
It is indeed Snowman in the Morning, and we keep going here on this Manic Monday edition. You know, I saw some comments like this one.
Guards, grab Cole Johnson and Snowman now.
Hey, guards, sit your asses down or I'll stun you.
No. Come on, guards. I got some knuckle sandwiches to feed you.
Okay.
Dine on them.
Mm-hmm. Hey, guards, I dare you to lay a finger on me. Because given the way I feel, I may not have enough energy, but a boot to the gut and a drop to my ass with your face cricked in my arm would feel pretty good right about now. And of course, the move I'm describing, a Stone Cold Stunner. Matter of fact, I'll treat those guards the same way Vince McMahon got treated the night after a pay-per-view. A Stone Cold Stunner, a rock bottom, and a last ride. Then I'll deliver the 3 count. Now, since Wise ain't here,
okay.
Since Wise is not here, because I know I'll get barked at, and rightfully so. But at this point in time, F it.
In a world where partial greatness is celebrated and total greatness is shunned, there stands to be a figure on the lips of those who love him and those who hate him. The inane comparisons to Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant continue and has existed since 2003. There is no end in sight, for the battle between those who unconditionally love and unconditionally hate him wages on. These are their stories. Welcome to the Bronzexual Confessions.
Let me channel Wise for a second. No. This isn't Wednesday. Why are we talking about this?
You want to know why?
All right. So why are you bringing up a Bronzexual Confessions on Monday?
This.
Oh, Lord have mercy. So you had a conversation with a Bronzexual. Okay, so what did this conversation quote unearth, close quote?
Well, this, to start it.
Snowman morning with Cole Johnson. Y'all won't be charged with treason. Guards of Bronzexual Army, grab them.
That man sent me a picture, which I have since sent to you.
No, Rod. You did not tell me who sent that to you. Okay.
Oh, I'm telling you right now who sent that to me.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Rod is guilty as charged. You want treason?
No,
you want treason? No. I'll give you some doggone treason.
No.
I wasn't going to touch this till Wednesday. I honestly wasn't. But given the fact that these Bronzexuals don't have no doggone sense, in this official Bronzexual undisputed fan group on Facebook,
oh Lord,
there is a post that came out 2 days before my birthday that said, open it.
Oh no. Quote:
LeBron is on pace to break an NBA record that has stood for nearly 40 years and do something Michael Jordan never will. You know,
close quote.
Bitch, are you for real?
So this fish-eyed fool named Robin Lundberg, who for some reason is verified with a check mark.
Fish eye. You had to go LaWanda Page on him. Fish eye.
Yes.
Fool. Wow.
This fish-eyed fool of an idiot.
Fish-eyed fool of an idiot.
Also said,
there's more. Good Lord. All right, fine. Quote.
LeBron passing Kareem will be much bigger than a ring.
Well, there goes what I was going to talk about Wednesday. Close quote.
Why don't we hit this together? I'll do mine today. You hit it on Wednesday. Because that statement alone. First of all, LeBron doesn't look right in a Laker jersey.
He didn't really look right in a Heat jersey either, but he wore it for 4 years.
And only won 2 titles. Oops.
Oh, I thought. Oh, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7.
Yeah,
I'm not joking.
All that BS he talked, and he only won twice because he got posted up by JJ Barea in 2011. He got outshot by a 6th man in Jason Terry.
Not posted up by JJ Barea.
And he got schooled by Kawhi Leonard 3 years later.
And he got so thoroughly outplayed. He was so thoroughly outplayed by Dirk Nowitzki. They don't even compare the two with the 2011 NBA Finals. It's like, well,
I
yeah.
will borrow something that you said on your wonderful show. And I hate to cuss on a Monday. But his candidacy for greatest of all time ended in 2011 when Dirk Nowitzki, JJ Barea, Jason Terry, and the Dallas Mavericks smacked him around like a punk.
Yeah,
dribbling the ball off his foot when he saw JJ Barea. Thank you, Chris.
Yeah, it was over.
It was done. I hate to borrow, and I hate to say this. No, I don't hate to say it. I'm gonna say it. For all you bronsexuals that still think he has a candidacy to be the GOAT,
stay off the weed.
And thinking that this Robin Lundberg, you fool, that thinking that LeBron passing Kareem will be much bigger than a ring.
Why you always lying?
Why you lying?
And Robin Lundberg.
You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
Willy Wonka.
I broke out Willy Wonka. I broke out Willy Wonka. For these people to think that he still deserves to be the greatest of all time.
It just don't add up.
Prolific scorer?
Right. Barely.
You know what LeBron James needs to say sometimes?
I've never been so humiliated in all my life.
Instead of saying,
I'm the juggernaut, bitch.
When he's not.
Yeah, he should be saying it with the behavior of many of these bronsexuals.
And you still think,
I've never been so humiliated in all my life.
You want to send the guards after me, Rod? Send them. I'll stun one, give another a rock bottom, and give another a last ride. And then I'll put a 4th one in the walls of Jericho. And then I'll put another one in a figure 4 in homage to the greatest to ever do it in Ric Flair. Because quite frankly, LeBron had no business wearing number 23. When he came into the league, you want to establish yourself, establish your own identity. You haven't done it yet. And you sure as hell not going to do it this year. And to one of the biggest bronzexuals that I know, Mr. Kendrick Perkins.
You tripping.
By the way, I'll say it again.
You tripping.
To think that this Faker team was going to win 70 games, I would love to see him lose 70 games. Doggone it. LeBron James is nowhere near the greatest of all time. Is nowhere in my book even top 100 of all time, even though for some reason when they introduced him in Cleveland, he got a low roar when announced as part of the 75 greatest.
You're gonna take that with you all the way to the grave, aren't you?
Damn right.
Meanwhile,
because
the last person they introduced,
got saluted by the entire doggone city of Cleveland, in Quicken Loans Arena, out of Quicken Loans Arena, out of Richfield Coliseum, in the Richfield Coliseum, everywhere. And I purposely said it that way.
Shout out to you, Steve Harvey. Oh my gosh.
Everywhere. Saluted MJ. I mean, they couldn't even finish the introduction of Michael Jeffrey Jordan. And everyone knew who the last player introduced was going to be. Everybody knew that. Except him. And I love what MJ did. Walk right past his ass. Fool. Yeah, I'm dropping howitzers today. And I'm feeling a little nostalgic. So I got something to play before we head into hour 3. But listen to me carefully. Just sit down, pay attention, and listen. When LBJ showed up in 2003, should have known then there was no end in sight. Should have known then. Should have known then that we were going to have this guy shoved down our throats and up our asses for 20 years. And I know people are mad at me for saying this. I know bronzexuals are mad at me for saying this, but I don't care. Everybody was looking for the next after Michael Jordan ruled the NBA and took his losses while in the process. Idiots. Took his losses while in the process, but progressed as a basketball player and progressed as a person. Find the lie. You know what Michael Jordan did that LeBron would never do? Win a college basketball championship by beating his opponent with something that LeBron hasn't had in 20 years. It's called a jump shot. I'm in a mood, can you tell?
I see.
LeBron will never have a moment like Michael did on March 29th, 1982, inside the Superdome in front of 60,000 people, when entrusted to make the right decision. He did and buried an 18-footer. That was all net. Yes, his teammate and one of my favorite forwards of all time, Big Game James Worthy, was voted most outstanding player, and rightfully so.
Yeah, and he should have been. Yeah, he should have been.
James Worthy was the most outstanding player. The legend of Michael Jordan began on March 29th, 1982. Riddle me this, bronzexuals. When is LeBron James's era began? When did it begin? Oh, it didn't? Good answer. Wow. You know why it never began? And I know I'm going to get on Rod's nerves. I know I'm going to have steam coming out his ears. You know why the LeBron James era never began? This guy right here, Wardell Stephen Curry the second. And Steph's going to do something, I believe, that LeBron will never get a chance to do.
We'll win
A
5 rings.
three-peat.
Oh. I was going to say just simply win 5 rings.
6.
Well, he most certainly ain't going to win 6.
Oh, I'm saying Steph will.
Oh, no. I was saying what LeBron ain't going to do.
Oh, we know LeBron's finished in chasing championships.
Oh, no. He's not finished chasing championships. He's just finished winning them.
Give me this camera. LeBron James is finished in chasing championships. LeBron James is absolute trash as a basketball player. LeBron James never had an era and never will have an era. Why? Because other players have eaten on his watch. Period.
Well, the reason why he's not finished chasing championships is because he still wants to glory train his way to a ring. So he's not finished chasing them. He's just finished getting them. Because the people he picks to gravy train those chips suck. And they're not going to give him anything.
Loud.
You know.
That's why I'm doing this on a Monday. Oh, believe me, I got many more in the chamber, and one I'll bust out on Wednesday. Okay? There's so many ways you can pick this clean on Wednesday, partner. Trust me. Trust me. Because it's absolutely blasphemous that they put LBJ in the same sentence as Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
I'm sorry, I just heard that word and I just had to hit that real quick. Rod Smile. Ladies and gentlemen, LeBron James is still the best basketball player in the world.
One more time.
I don't think they got the clue nor message. Okay, go ahead.
Do us a favor, Bronxexual Suite, please.
You know your damn role and shut your damn mouth.
Give me this. LeBron James moved to California for convenience, not for a championship like that COVID tournament was, not like that bubble championship was, because that wasn't a championship. It was COVID. It was a COVID title. It wasn't a legit title and never will be. LeBron James moved to Los Angeles to be with the Lakers for matters of convenience. Period. As far as him chasing championships, he doesn't chase championships. He has players groove train for him. And the players that he chooses suck ass. Big time. Russell Westbrook. Carmelo Anthony.
Russell Westbrook? Oh, yeah, he did lobby for him this time last year, didn't he?
And he's lobbying for him again. I don't care what the reports are saying. He's lobbying for Kyrie.
Yeah, I've read that too.
Dear God. Yeah, there you go. He'd be alive, he'd be well, and still dropping lyrics more than LeBron James drops jump shots. And for you bronzesexuals that actually have the unmitigated gall to think, oh, what we hear all year? We've never seen LeBron do what he does at 37. Michael Jordan scored 50 points at the age of 40. Get out of my face.
Oh, and the guy that he is slated to overtake for the most prolific scorer of all time.
Finals MVP at age 38.
And won the ring. 38 years and 2 months old.
In Boston Garden.
Yo Kang won't be able to say that.
And as far as Yo Kang goes, now get out, bitches.
In a world where logic and sense flies completely out the window, while purple and yellow glasses are donned, rises a figure who encourages ridiculous, undying loyalty.
Candy cottage sweet gold. Let me see that Tootsie Roll.
About to throw up. This has been yet another installment of The Bronzexual Confessions.
That's why I had to do it on a Monday. Give me a little Jose Altuve as I say, hour 3 of this award-winning, ass-kicking sports program to begin your day that will soon be on Sirius XM starts right now.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up?
Here's a 2-1. And that's driven deep to left center field. Gardner is going back. Looking up. See you later. See you later. Astros headed back to the World Series. Jose Altuve, a walk-off 2-run homer. And the Astros beat the Yankees 6-4. Win the ALCS 4-2.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Hey, this promises to be fun.
Oh, yeah.
Can't wait. Are you kidding me? Do you believe it?
Do you believe it? Dave Jaguar says. That was the great Robert Ford bringing us in to our number 3. Thank you, Robert. Well, the hammers come down. We welcome you to the program. We're welcome you to hour 3 of the program. We're presented by Fanatics. Go to officialsitmorn.com/fanatics. Start shopping. You'll help the program out, and you'll be able to support your favorite team or player. Now, we got a few minutes before I get uncensored with Rod Uncensored. So what I'm going to do, and I miss Jay Spivey being on the program, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to have Chris Dietz come on. While we're waiting, even if LeBron James were to surpass Kareem Abdul-Jabbar as the all-time scorer by some miracle, Kareem wouldn't care. Kareem is bigger than LeBron. Yeah. And Kareem only hit one for this entire career. One. Just 1 3 in his career. LeBron would never have any teammate upstage him. That's because all the opponents are doing it for him. Y'all like the backdrop? Like I said, my wife got the green screen and it's actually working. And I love the fact that it's working. 13 after the hour, Rod Uncensored comes on at 10:35. And I want to play something here. With that bronzexual confession that I just played, and the fact that I mentioned that, I don't know, Michael Jordan got a bigger ovation than LeBron James did in Cleveland, I'm going to play this.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The Chicago Bulls welcome the world's greatest fans to the Chicago
take it back to the old school. Let's take it back to the old school, shall we? Let me do it again. Because all Ray Clay had to say was Scrub North, and everybody went ballistic.
The starting lineup for your world champion Chicago Bulls. And forward from Clemson, 6'10" Horace Grant. A 6'7" forward from Central Arkansas, Scotty Pippen. The man in the middle from San Francisco, 7'1", Bill Cagrat. A 6'2" guard from Iowa, DJ Armstrong. From North Carolina, at guard, 6'6", Michael Jordan. The head coach.
Every dynasty has that one player where all the PA man has to say is where he's from. The Boston Celtics had it with Larry Bird for many, many years. Speaking of Boston Celtics, got a Celtics fan, and I'm not going to say he's masquerading as Thor. He was Thor all weekend. What's up, Hammer? What's going on?
What's going on, Snowman?
Hey, good to have you. Good to have you with me. Okay, what the hell came across your screen? Let it out. We got about 19 minutes. Let's go.
It never ceases to amaze me, but already Sports Illustrated is out there. 6 games. This proves that Roger Goodell has no care about women, and all the women should be upset that the NFL doesn't care about them. And oh my God, it's just such a hit piece.
It's like you said.
So dumb.
Which way does he go? It's like you said. Which way does he go? Does he go misogynistic or does he go racist? He went misogynistic. This happens. Had he gone racist, it'd have been a mountain-sized can of worms open.
Here's the funny thing about this. Here's the funniest thing about this is going to get thrown at Roger Goodell's feet, and it's going to get thrown on him, and it's going to be, oh, this is what a U.S. Supreme Court judge, who, by the way, is a female, is the one who came up with this punishment.
Yep.
Yet that is not mentioned at all in the article. That Roger Goodell couldn't go. Everybody wanted him to get a year. He couldn't go a year because the Supreme Court judge said 6 games is enough. And that's why it took 2 weeks to figure this out, because they were trying to figure out how they could get it to a year, and they couldn't figure it out.
And you said it. They had the decision in a long time ago. Again,
it came in, and they were like, we can't. We don't want to do 6 games. We're going to try every which way, and they tried for 2 weeks to try to figure this out, and they realized they couldn't because they would have been killed. They would have been destroyed on the other side of this. There was no winning in this.
And the spin's coming out already. I'm
funny.
I'm seeing the same reports. And like you, I trust CBS Sports. The spin's coming out already. And
they're already on this. And you know what's really funny is that they didn't come around to this thinking till a week ago.
Mm-hmm.
Well, up until a week ago, it was, will Deshaun Watson get more than a year? That's what every single mainstream media was pushing. You go from Mike Florio, you go to Adam Schefter, you go to any of these NFL insiders. They were all saying he could get more than a year up until about a week ago.
Until a week ago.
And as I just posted on Facebook, little old me with no sources came up with this at least 3 months ago. If not, I said it from the start. From the minute this thing started, I said, all right, so he's going to get 6 games. Let's get this over with. And it took them 2 years. It took us 2 years to get to this point.
And I'm looking at the article that you sent me. I'm just looking at the title. I haven't read it. I'm not going to read it.
Oh, wait. Oh, you gotta open it because the headline of the article is nothing about what they wrote about. the headline is something like, this defines Goodell's tenure. And then when you read it, it's just about how Goodell can't punish women. And then it goes on to say Deshaun Watson sexually assaulted 23 women. No. It's so biased reporting, and it's by people who clearly did not read the deposition. They did not read the New York Times article that
you can just stop your sentence right there. They did not read. They did not read. Okay, you can stop your deeds. You can stop your sentence right there. They did not. You can stop your sentence right there.
It's no joke that they just went on their own what they've heard about the story, what they've heard people say. And it's clear that they did not read any of the descriptions. And I've told you many times, I don't want anyone, if you're squeamish, don't read any of it because it's disgusting. Yeah. So I don't blame people for not wanting to read it. But if you're going to do an article where you talk about Deshaun Watson, you need to read it and know what you're talking about. Because he did not do any of that.
No.
According to the depositions, he did not do any of these sexual acts. He asked for them, but that's not a problem.
Yeah.
He did not force himself upon anyone, and that needs to be clear. That needs to be clear and front and center. And again, this is not me trying to defend Deshaun Watson. It's in the terms of the truth needs to be told. The truth is what needs to be out there. And the truth is, Deshaun Watson's an idiot. Deshaun Watson's stupid. He said he made comments that are absolutely abhorrent and shouldn't be told to people in public. But people are allowed to say stupid things, and you're allowed to say, "No, sir, I'm not performing that. Get out." Like you're allowed to do that.
Chris State's joining us here on the program where we speak truth into
since I know we're pressed for time a little bit. As much as I want to talk about Deshaun Watson, now that Deshaun Watson's over, now we turn to the Houston Texans, and they need to be hit heavy with this.
Yeah, they do.
And they need to be hit heavy with this because for the exact reason that Deshaun Watson was hit with a suspension.
Mm-hmm.
They put us through all this. They put the NFL through all this. So something has to happen to them.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. We'll touch more on that tomorrow and Wednesday. I got to get to this spat that I had with a homosexual.
Oh God.
Please
and I know Dietz is a Cowboy fan, and Dietz picks on me as I pick on him. But at the same time,
I'm sorry, Dietz.
It happens.
Listen, I caramba. I had a spat. And I'm using this the correct way. I'm using this the way it should be used.
Not a spat.
A spat.
I've heard that word in years.
And it ain't a lover spat either. I had a spat with a homosexual. And yes, we got a new term.
Oh,
we got Bradyites, we got Hartonites, we got Irvingologists, and now we got
Romo groupies, really? Oh.
Look, I'm tired. Okay, this is the best I can come up with. Here's the original post. Open it.
Oh Lord! So we're hearing this ridiculous now. All right. Quote:
Tony Romeo.
It's already
no, it's spelled wrong. Tommy, Tomy. Tommy Romeo is the greatest player to never win a Super Bowl. Period. It's a crime that he's not even in the Hall of Fame. No, period. Well, and it's in a football group. Well, Mr. Razik Hernandez.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. Close quote.
Well, Mr. Razik Hernandez. First of all, learn how to spell Tony Romo's name. Second of all, learn how to put coherent thoughts together. And I'm calling everybody out. I don't care. Tomy. I will send you the screenshot of this. I have a Cowboys fan right here in front of me, and he's shaking his head. Y'all see the reaction of Chris Dietz right here. Chris Dietz is a Cowboy fan and one of my Cowboy insiders for the show.
Tommy Romeo.
You see? Does that not tell you?
What's the argument for putting him in? I don't understand. I don't understand how he gets to that conclusion. He's the.
Okay. Hold on.
English.
Do you speak it?
Thank you. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get Rod in here right now. We're just gonna have a fatal four-way right here. What's up, Rob?
Hey, all I gotta say is a famous quote from our famous rapper. You gotta put respect on the king's name, man. Run DMC said it best. Run DMC said it best.
You're right.
And thank you, Michael Jordan. You're gonna be out of that fishing tournament out in Salisbury, Maryland next week. There you go.
I hope it floods.
Let me get to this spat. That I had with a homosexual here.
You were
so Razik Hernandez wrote that ridiculousness where he didn't even spell Tony Romo's name correctly.
How do you spell it, Snowman? Put it up.
Tomy.
Tomy. And not Romeo.
Romeo. Romeo.
Oh Lord. Oh God.
I wish I was making this up. I'm not making this up. I will take a picture of this and I will send it to y'all.
He's from that little town.
I decided to jump on it, and I said, we don't know that. So I jumped on it, and I said, he doesn't deserve to be in the fame. What has he actually done?
Oh my gosh!
So Ryan Hunter.
Oh Lord, you got more people who responded to this crap.
Well, first, my buddy Chris Wood. said.
There's lots of people that believe that. There's lots of people that believe this, and that's why I said, what are the reasons that they're giving? It can only be yards. It can only be yards and touchdowns.
No. The only reason they give is that he wore the star in the helmet. He wore number 9 in white and blue. That's the only reason they really give it. I mean, because what other reason can you give?
But this is somebody who doesn't even know Cowboys history. Like Tony Romo is.
Say that again, Say that again.
He was a great quarterback. Don't get me wrong. He was great. I loved watching Tony Romo play quarterback.
He knew how to play the position.
I loved watching Tony Romo play quarterback. But he's not even in the top 5 of Dallas Cowboys
of
in the history of the Dallas Cowboys.
Of the team, he isn't. Right.
And does he deserve a place in the Cowboys Ring of Honor? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. In the Cowboys Ring of Honor. Not in the NFL Hall of Fame. That's not where he belongs.
I'm thinking. Go ahead.
What did Tony Romo ever do to deserve to be in the Hall?
Wore a silver helmet with a blue star. Wore a white jersey with blue letters that said 9 and Romo on the back of it.
Mm-hmm.
And wore silver pants.
Here's what I said. And Rod, you and I talked about this briefly yesterday on a Rod Uncensored podcast. Mm-hmm. I said, what has he ever done? You know what Ryan Hunter said? Open it.
Quote.
Elite stats. Maybe football isn't for you. Close it.
We could easily say he's
close quote.
We can easily say he's the Westbrook of the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how much clutch time he threw so many picks. I've never seen somebody throw so many picks in the clutch.
Yeah.
Now,
we have to say this to this guy.
You cannot say filth in front of people.
Absolutely. I said elite stats for whom? Romo? I think not. And then Ryan Hunter
for Romeo.
Yeah, Romeo. And then Ryan Hunter comes back and says only every Cowboys. No. I didn't do this right. Ryan Hunter comes back and says, open it.
Quote.
Only every Cowboys passing record. Are you okay? Mentality.
Close quote.
Is there any way possible y'all can get some Deliverance clips? Because he got to be from a small town like Deliverance.
Man.
Some Dukes of Hazzard.
Just a good old boy. Can I invoke Jeff Foxworthy here?
Please.
The same. I don't want to even do it now because see, Rod put Deliverance in my head, and I can't get the words right. From
Feel like a pig. Feel like a pig.
Heck, I'll
what about the pig?
Oh Lord, heck, I'll deliver it for you then.
Oh, Burt Reynolds, rest in peace.
If you have your bathtub in front of your lawn, you might be a redneck and a Cowboys fan.
I responded. Gosh. I responded, I'm fine mentally. He may have records, but no impact and barely 2 playoff wins. How are you mentally? Since he wanted to go there. Mm-hmm. Hunter responded with, this is Rod. I'm going to let you off the hook for all the times we go back and forth. We do it in fun. This guy was serious when he said, "Quote, please." Teams win. Maybe football isn't for you.
Close quote.
Okay,
Did he
EP.
Bump his head.
EP, give me Dolomite, please.
Oh Lord, have mercy. This dude.
Give me Dolomite. I must have it. And and then he backs it up. He backs it up.
You're real.
I'm serious.
Hey, when you're wrong,
He
when you're
backs it
wrong,
up.
when you're wrong, stay wrong.
He backs it up by saying, "So Romo didn't
That's
impact
the only
games."
thing. It's the only thing I can say. I can say in his defense. Like, there's no defense of this.
So he goes. So Romo didn't impact games.
Oh no,
So I
he
decided to
did.
fuel the fire.
He did.
I decided to fuel the fire, and I said, in a word, no.
No. He did. The very first playoff game he ever played in.
The fumble?
Yes.
Yes.
The Bosch
Yes.
field goal. The Bosch field goal handle.
In
That's up
Seattle.
there with Mark Sanchez with the ball fumble.
That is endemic
Now
of his playoff career.
Now, I will say, Rod does come to my defense when these fans decide to talk out of pocket to me or anybody that's on this program. Because Ryan Hunter, you stupid fish-eyed fool of an idiot.
Oh, Lord.
Then said, and I'm going to hate asking my EP to do this, but I'll do it anyway. Open it.
Quote.
Then how did he get all those records? Strange. You're slow AF. And he didn't even spell your right.
Y-O-U-R.
He about to make me start drinking already. He about to get me start drinking already.
No, you about to make me start. He's about to make me start drinking, and I can't drink. For physical reasons, I can't drink. And he put this picture. Oh, there's another.
There's more. Oh,
There's
Lord.
more. There's more.
Oh, God.
There's a picture with Tony Romo, arms extended, saying, dear God, help me open it.
Quote.
Tony Romo never played in a meaningless regular season game in his entire career.
Close quote. Well, that probably is true, considering that he did lose 3 consecutive Week 17 games to have them miss the playoffs, and each of them having to be one against the Giants, one against the Washington Commanders now, and one against the Eagles to lose a division each time. We have that.
So I posed a question to him. I said, "So what's his
He played in a lot of meaningless games when they were 12-5, and there were a lot of meaningless games that year. And then, of course, they were the number 1 seed. And what do? Go out and lose to the Giants.
And Romo throws an end zone interception in that game. He throws pick six in the game. He throws an end zone interception in the game.
They should have won that Green Bay game, though. The Green Bay game, they should have won.
Hunter says, of destroying casuals like you. I'll respond to that personally in a moment. I said, so what's his impact after December? You know what Ryan Hunter says to me? He says, you don't know, do you? I said, son, I've forgotten more football than you have tried to watch or study, sir. And please watch how you address me. Now, give me my snowman's take.
All right. I figured
I'm going to respond to this fool.
All right, here we go.
So I'm slow as you know what, because I don't think Tony Romo deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, that he's had no impact on the team, that he's done nothing to deserve a Hall of Fame candidacy. Okay, Ryan Hunter, you fish-eyed fool of a backwards idiot, listen to me and listen to me well. Troy Aikman had more of an impact in his first year, going 1-15, setting a foundation for the Dallas Cowboys of the 90s than Tony Romo had his entire career coming out of Eastern Illinois. That's part one. Part two, Tony Romo tried to do things himself instead of relying on his teammates. Remember the game against the Washington Redskins where he choked away a chance to win the division? That will be 2012, sir. Remember the first playoff game, and Chris Dietz, thank you for reminding me of this because my brain's not fully turned on this morning. Remember the first playoff game? And I've said this, and I will continue to say it. You know how you define Tony Romo's career? A botch snap in the Pacific Northwest. And then he tried to run into the end zone, and the ball got knocked out of his hands, and the Seahawks pick it up. And that was in a wild card game. So I don't know any football? Son, I've forgotten more football than you've tried to study, than you've tried to learn, than you've tried to watch. And though Tony Romo has put up wonderful stats, how much of those stats mean something? How many of those stats actually produce playoff win? How many of those stats produce the conference championship? How many of those stats produce a freaking Super Bowl?
0.
I'll answer that question for you. None of them. Matter of fact, I'll point to a game. I want to say it was 2013. I know Dietz will correct me if I'm wrong. We're at the place in Arlington, the shrine to Gerald Jones, because it ain't a shrine for the Cowboys. That's Texas Stadium. Romo went toe-to-toe with Peyton Manning, putting up passing yard after passing yard after passing yard. And you know what Romo did late in the game? He threw an interception. Matter of fact, I hate to borrow from Negro Knight this morning, but I will borrow from him. Tony Romo in that game was simply sensational for 58 minutes. He outdueled Peyton Manning for 58 minutes. He kept the Cowboys in the game for 58 minutes. But the last 2 minutes, he choked more than LeBron James did in the finals against the Dallas Mavericks. Oh. So before you even decide, before Ryan Hunter, you even decide to come at me with your Tommy Romeo Hall of Fame candidacy, do some studying first. Just a moment, Chris. Do some studying first. Watch some film. Break down some game.
Just so I'm hearing this right. Hold on. So I'm hearing this right. He said stats is what puts Tony Romo in the Hall of Fame.
That's absolutely
like take all the hit pieces and all the other garbage out. Let's just break this down. Let's just break this down for real. He said stats is what puts him in. Did you know?
He actually said the word he said was actually elite stats. And before we go any further, let me close this. Mr. Hunter, you don't know football. You don't know sports. And you certainly don't know the quote-unquote impact of one Tommy Romeo. Get out my face, you thirsty.
Oh yeah, let me close it for
you. That's Snowman's take. What's yours? Close.
I don't remember asking you a thing.
Tommy.
Thank you. I needed T-O-M-Y.
Tommy Romeo.
Tommy.
This to me,
Romeo.
This to me is how I frame, not you Deeds, but this to me how I frame many Cowboys fans. It's the only coherent sentence they can actually utter is, we're going to the Super Bowl, right? That's the only one they know how to say right.
Even that sounds non-coherent.
Right.
Even that sounds.
I just don't get how you have so many Cowboys fans that just go so hard for their team and be so wrong about them.
Hey, Snowman, when you gonna bring out that jersey, man? We all know you're a closet LeBron James fan. I saw the jersey when you had an interview with you.
Let me get.
Okay.
Let me just get this. Let me just get this Cole Hunter. Let me just put him on blast right now.
Go.
Tony Romo sits 36th in career passing yards. So you're going to tell me guys who are ahead of him. You're going to tell me Vinny Testaverde he's a Hall of Famer? You're going to tell me that Joe Flacco is a Hall of Famer? You're going to tell me that that Alex Smith is a Hall of Famer? All of these guys are ahead of Tony Romo in terms of passing yards. In terms of passing touchdowns, Tony Romo is even worse on that list because he's at 117. Oh wait, no, I read that wrong. He threw 117 interceptions, which is absolutely ridiculous, and threw 248 touchdowns. So the touchdowns is pretty good when you look at it, but still, guys who are Hall of Fame worthy are throwing 300, 400 touchdowns.
You might as well put Carson Palmer in there.
The quarterback he dueled. Like the quarterback he dueled in Dallas with Peyton Manning, like I mentioned.
You're not getting it. You're not getting into the Hall of Fame with those kind of stats unless you have something to back it up. Now, I know people will come out and say, "Well, what about Troy Aikman's stats?" No, Troy Aikman has 3 Super Bowls to back it up. Mm-hmm. That's where it comes in. That's where the Super Bowls help you. But Tony Romo doesn't have that. So he's not going to get that. He doesn't get that extra help. So you have to go on stats alone. And his stats alone don't put him in the upper echelon of Hall of Fame worthy. They're just not there. Now, to people that say Tony Romo will never get in the Hall of Fame, that's a different story because they do allow announcers, they do put analysts into the Hall of Fame, and he will get there. He will get there for that because Tony Romo is great on TV.
You might as well put Carson Palmer in the Hall of Fame too if you're gonna put him in there.
Agreed.
Carson Palmer was way better than Tony Romo.
We saw a comment earlier this morning.
Carson's tough. Carson Palmer's tough.
I don't even want to repeat what I saw.
Carson Palmer's right on the edge. Right on the edge. Like I could make arguments to get him in, and I could make arguments to take him out, which to me tells me you're not a Hall of Fame. If I can make an argument for you not to be in, then you're not a Hall of Fame.
So can we all agree that Tony Romo never deserves a spot in the Hall of Fame?
As a player, no.
You know Jerry gonna push it though.
As a player.
Jerry gonna push it though.
Can we all make that? Can we all say that? Can we all say that as a player, Tony Romo does not belong in the Hall of Fame? Period.
I can definitely say that.
Can we make it unanimous? I know Cole make it. Can we make it unanimous? All in favor, raise your hand and say aye.
Absolutely.
Raise your hammer, Thor. All in favor, raise your hand or your hammer.
I got the axe. I got Stormbreaker.
There you go.
I got the axe.
There you go.
I got the axe, not the hammer. I have the hammer in the other room, but
okay.
I like this one better. I'm using this as my Jalen Rose base. Jalen Rose has his baseball bat. Well, I have an axe. So take that. Take that, Jalen.
I got my microphone, so I'm good. Which reminds me, I gotta help get Chris and Rod a better setup. If I don't do anything else with my fundraiser, I'm going to help Rod and I'm going to help Chris get better setups for when they come on when they come on the program. It is now part of my mission to pay this forward. Not only am I going to help my family get back to North Carolina, I'm going to help a couple of brothers of mine. It will take a while, but I'm going to help a couple of brothers of mine get it together. And I mean that.
Well, we're working on it, and you mentioned before. You mentioned the con before. I got a couple posters to put up to help out the studio here. So it'll be
nice.
It'll be fun when I get the posters set up.
Is one of them of you in that costume that you sent me? Is one of them that?
I wish I could get that blown up.
Oh man, But you sent me some great pictures. Chris Deeds joining us. Deeds, thank you very much. If I get a chance, I'll bring you on tomorrow. We'll deep dive more into Deshaun Watson. Thank you, buddy. I love you. Thanks.
Absolutely. I'm sure by then there will be a lot. There's already craziness, so I'm sure it's going to be. I'm sure it's going to be ramped up to 11 by the time we get to tomorrow.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
and
thank you.
For everybody that's out there in the chat, Rod, we're gonna be doing. I'm gonna be on Rod's podcast coming up. So right after this program, hop on over there, and we'll get more.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
All right, man.
So me and Rod had a fight yesterday, to the point where, and I'm being very playful, to the point where Rod showed me what he was drinking.
Oh no!
He's like, "Oh man, Snowman, you gonna make me spill my drink?" I'm like, what? And like I said, of course, I'm being very playful. I'm being very playful with you, Rod. But I love you, and I love the fact that, we, as I said yesterday, we go back and forth, but it's in fun. It's in pure, unadulterated fun.
I don't think people understand that it's all funs and games. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Us playing. There's nothing malicious about it or ill will with it. It's just, you know what I mean, like a sibling rivalry.
It's nothing ill. It's nothing ill at all, because at the end of it, we're both laughing.
Yeah.
At the end of it, we're both laughing. You know
what I mean? And when you gave that story yesterday, man, I had to hold that in, man, because that almost made me break down, because you took me to a place of my mom fighting that cancer and, man, taking that radiation out of her. You know what I mean? Losing my mom. So I thought I understand your journey. So it was hard for me to hold them tears in. And you know what I mean? It was really a good episode with you, man. I hope people go check it out.
I hope people go check it out too. And I have no problem telling that story of my journey of my fight against cancer. And the fight's still going because I'm still recovering. I'm still relearning my body, minus all the body parts and everything, or the organs that I don't have right now. My spleen's gone. Part of my pancreas is gone. Part of my stomach is gone. And I hate the fact that part of my stomach is gone, because I love food. But I have to be very careful.
Small bites.
I have to take very, very small bites, and putting weight back on and everything, because if I take big bites, I'm going to the bathroom and I ain't coming out for a while. But this brother right here, the Rod Uncensored podcast, if y'all haven't had a chance to check it out, I suggest that you do check it out, because you made me feel so very welcome, my friend. You did.
That's what it's all about, man.
Very welcome. And I appreciate you. I love you. And thank you for calling me your mentor. But we're both learning as we go along, doing this podcast thing, doing this radio show thing. And as we get ready to wrap up here, thank you so much for your spot on Mondays. We have fun, but we also educate folks at the same time. And trust me, my story's not over, and neither is yours. All right? I love you, man. Thanks for coming on.
Man. I appreciate you having me on, man. I appreciate you coming on my show. And guys, at 11:15, me and Chris Deeds
will come in.
Fifth Down Sports, we're going to have a conversation. And also check my old episodes out, man. I appreciate you having you on, man, every Monday. You know what I mean? Have a great week, man.
Check out the Rod Uncensored podcast on YouTube, folks. It's a lot of fun, and it's a great show. Thank you, Rod. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Man, oh man. You know, that's Rod, and it's something else to expose my story. But I don't have a problem in doing it. I don't have a problem in exposing my story. I don't have a problem in saying, look, my family and I need your help. My family and I need your help. Which leads to this to close things out. I have made no secret that I want to get my family back to North Carolina. It's going to take a little longer than 100 days, but it's going to get done. But at the same time, we need y'all. And to say that it's tough for me to talk about it. It's so tough for me to talk about it. Why is it so tough for me to talk about it? Because it's something that I have to find a way to keep my emotions in check for. But you see the scroll across the bottom of your screen. We need your help. We need your help in doing this. There are some opportunities there, and we want to take full advantage of them. But to do that, we have to be there. To do that, we have to be there. And I want us to be there. I seriously want us to be there. I'm sorry, I'm short on words, but I'll do more tomorrow with this. Now, before we get on out of here, how about a few play-by-play clips? How about a few calls of the day? And Greg Gumbel provided the first one in the 2012 divisional playoff.
Speed, but that's not going to get it done. Blackwell stepping up and throwing deep down the far sideline. Caught into the end zone. Touchdown, Jacoby Jones. How does that happen in the Denver secondary?
That is stunning.
Yeah, how does that happen in the Denver secondary? And that's the great Greg Gumbel on the call. And now for something that I played earlier. Let's go back to 2013, Burton Hare Stadium in Auburn, Alabama. Mr. Rob Bramlett, the late great Rod Bramlett, take it away.
4th and 18 for the Tigers. Here's your ball game. Nick Marshall stands in, steps up, going to throw downfield, just a home run ball, and it is tipped off. And Lewis got it on the deflection. Lewis is going to score. Lewis is going to score. Lewis is going to score. Touchdown Auburn. Touchdown Auburn. A miracle in Jordan Hare. A miracle in Jordan Hare. 73 yards, and the Tigers, with 25 seconds to go, lead 43 to 38.
I'm going to let this play for a couple of minutes because there's a line that Rob Bramlett said. This is courtesy of CBS, Auburn, Georgia, and War Eagles, and the Auburn Tigers. Auburn Tigers Learfield Sports Network. It was IMG at the time.
Let's hear.
The result of the play is a touchdown. We have an unsportsmanlike on number 90 of the offense on Auburn.
To quote,
wait a minute now, you have a unsportsmanlike on Auburn on number 90, Gabe Wright. Now here's the problem. That's a penalty on the kickoff. It looks as if. Wow, can you believe it?
To quote one of my idols in the business, Larry Munson, I think I just broke my chair.
That's the moment I wanted where he said, I think I just broke my chair. And why do I end with calls like this? Because it shaped me as a sports fan, as a person. Andrew throws this in there. Excitement 1 to 10 about Debo, guessing 10. Yeah, I'm excited, but I called it. I knew Debo would stay with the 49ers. Anybody who thought different was crazy. Now, how about a little John Sterling for all my friends that are Yankee fans? How about a little John Sterling?
Are you ready, all you fans out there?
Pitch is swung on and hit in the air to deep left. That ball's high. It is far. It is gone. It's
It's a walk-off 3-run home run. It's a Judgian blast to deep left center into the bullpen. And the Yankees win the ball game by the score of 6-3. All right, all rise. Here comes the judge.
Oh, man. Sick Diggy joining us as he does every morning. That was an out-of-your-seat moment at Auburn. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. I got another excuse me. I got another one with John Sterling. But this next one's personal to me because it involves one Scott Podsednik.
You, sir, buy into the theory
and that's
people
Joe
said with regard to Lidge. It would have been nice to get Lidge in the game in Game 6 in St. Louis in the NLCS to get that taste out of his mouth from the Pujols home run.
I don't think that taste is there.
Podsednik hits one to deep right center field. Back at the wall. This ball is gone. Podsednik goes deep. His second home run of the postseason. And the White Sox win it 7-6.
I was there for that game, Game 2 of the World Series in 2005. Yelled my brains out. Absolutely yelled my brains out. How about one more, and we'll put it in the form of an intro that we started the hour with. Oh, you know which intro I didn't? You know, let's do this. You know what intro I didn't do? I didn't do this one.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up?
Grant with that jump shot's off. Long rebound run down by Hodges, and here's the King. That's a 3.
This is Snowman.
Here's the King. Here is the King. How about a little Jerry Howard to close things out here? And while I'm pulling this up, I want y'all to stick around. Want y'all to come back tomorrow because I will be talking about Deebo Samuel and his contract extension, which is what I knew would happen in the first place. Which one should I play here? That's one of the John Sterling clips that I'm going through some files here. All right, I got 2 walk-offs for you. Here's the first one featuring Jerry Howarth and Steve Pierce.
They go 3-2 pitch, fly ball deep left field, hooking down the line, hooking. There she goes, a grand slam. The Blue Jays have done it again. Steve Pierce with a 2-out grand slam to beat Oakland 8-4. Another walk-off home run after Morales did it last night. Home run number 9, his sweetest as a Blue Jay in 2017.
And to think a year later, he went on to win a world championship with the Red Sox and hit 3 home runs in the clincher. 3 home runs in the clincher. Okay, that was July 27, 2017. 3 days later, this happened.
Oh, pitch, fly ball deep left field. Has he done it again? Back goes Revere to the wall. There goes another walk-off grand slam. Oh, my goodness. Ball game. Blue Jays, a 7-run 9th inning to edge the Angels 11-10. And Steve Pierce has done it.
All right, we're going to go on and get out of here. The Rod Uncensored podcast is at 11:15. I may sneak in and put it on my network, SDM Sports Radio. Tomorrow, we'll talk about the trade deadline in Major League Baseball and also my reaction to Deebo Samuel getting paid, which is something I thought would happen, and it happened with the team that drafted him. So to all you fools that thought otherwise, nah. I know petty can't help itself. Have a great day. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move. And always remember, if your dreams don't scare you, then they are not big enough. Dream big, do bigger. We are, and we hope y'all are too. We're out of here. See you tomorrow.
Thank you for tuning in to Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson, the hottest of hot takes and the coldest of cold, hard facts.